Okay.
Nope.
Hi.
Hey, are you done with
Hello?
your phone?
Yeah, I'm done.
No, are you
I'm
done?
done. I'm
No,
done.
are
I'm
you
done.
done with your phone?
I'm done. I'm done.
Did
I'm
you?
done. I posted it.
Does Cardi B know how you feel? Turn him
Oh,
off.
oh, it's
He's
still
on the.
it's still on. Okay, bye, Ryan. Hello. Hi.
Goddamn millennials always playing with your phone.
Okay. Woo. All right. Hello. Hello. Hello, community. Um, as you can see, the podcast is a little different today. Um,
How do you mean? How do you mean exactly?
well, we're started an hour late.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Well, I mean, somebody was here on time.
Ryan's
I'm gonna give you a guess. I'm gonna give you a guess as to who that was.
Ryan's not here. He's busy. I'm apologize to you guys and our guests. Hello, Poseidon. Poseidon Rex in the chat.
You already scared off. We had 5 viewers. Now we got 3. You scared off. You scared off 40% of our viewer base at the start. At the start.
Sounds so much worse.
I can't.
Okay.
I can't.
Okay.
You know what?
Okay. Oh no. Okay. All right. Also, I'm not wearing my hat and sunglasses, because to switch it up a little. But hello everyone. This is Kai Kennedy. For those who do not know, he is the voice actor of Beowulf in Skullgirls. He's also a very avid member of the Chicago FGC community, and we have decided to call him on to do to do an interview.
Wow, what an intro.
Oh.
I can't,
Well, actually, that's who better introduce himself than himself. Why don't you tell us? Why don't you tell us a little more?
look
about
how
yourself?
he went from tepid introduction to throwing me under the bus. He's like, well, fine. Since you're such a fucking egomaniac, why don't you introduce yourself, Kai?
No, I
Since you think you're the greatest.
I forget that we have we have the guest introduce.
Yes,
themselves.
fine.
I forgot the stream etiquette. I am usually not the head of the stream. I'm usually just a personality. So forgive me. I'm trying to learn how to stream.
It's all good. He's having to be a
Better.
host right now, and that's
Yeah.
different than he's normally.
Yeah,
He's normally the he's the B guy.
the big guy.
He gives the yucks and he gives the
life through the stream. But it's okay. It's all right. Okay.
Okay, so I'm Kai Kennedy.
Right.
A lot of people know me as the voice of Beowulf from Skullgirls, but I played Skullgirls for years before that ever happened. So I didn't just start playing Skullgirls as I was cast for the role. I was a player of the community. I was streaming for a couple years, every day almost for some weeks, and then they just I'd recorded a test demo for what I thought Beowulf should sound like, and that sort of earwormed its way in with Lab Zero. They heard it, and then a few of them just couldn't see it go any other way at that point. They heard it and were like, I guess that's Beowulf. Like, and so I got really lucky in that they let me officially audition, and came out on top of that one. And it worked out great. It's kind of, I don't do it full time. I didn't move out to LA, try to make it my dream. I just, I work in indie games now and some bigger things as like bit parts, but I mean, I only do the voice roles I want to do. If somebody reaches out to me, hey, you want to do this? I'm like, what is it for? And it's like, oh, something shitty and mundane. they don't say shitty on Monday, but they like they say it in the industry terms like, oh, it's a whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm okay.
Yeah.
You know, and it's fine. It's great because some people still reach out to me, and they're not. I have a good relationship with some people, some developers, and some casters who know what I'm there for. I'm not trying to make it in voice acting. I'm really not. I've got a better lifestyle right now than the full-time voice actors I know. Yeah. So there's no point in me trying to transition to that. So I could. I was just talking to somebody about this the other day. He was like, "Wow, you're a this and a that," and they're like, you know, because that always like stops the conversation with normies, like
normies.
Like I don't know, it's not like normies in the traditional sense, but like real life people. Because I just went to a bagel testing this morning.
A bagel testing.
Yes. So some woman in Oak, because I live in Oak Park, which is the hoitiest of toity. I'm actually moving because I can't even afford a house there. I was renting. So I bought a house in Westchester, which is just a little bit west of here, coincidentally. But in Oak Park, this woman wants to start a bagel business, and she's got her whole bagel technique down. And they're talking about bagels and, what they did to renovate their house this last spring and all this dumb shit that is like very necessary, but is very boring. Yeah. It's like adult shit. Yeah. And they're like, so Kai, what do you do? Like, what's one of the things you do? And I'm like, I don't know, I play music. I'm a voice actor. Because I don't lead in with like, oh, I work at a bank. That's the interesting part of me. Like, who the fuck cares? Who cares about your boring shit? Hey man, I'm like, I play video games. I'm a voice actor in some games. I play music. I even get some music in games. All that shit is interesting. So like one guy in the corner is like, well, you play music? Well, so we can have a conversation about that. But none of them are able to communicate with me on that wavelength, and it's just
stifling.
It's lame.
Yeah.
It's very
it's lame. I'm trying to be nice.
It's very lame. It's tough to get excited about bagels like that.
Hey man, some people like I imagine there's like a whole community that like talk about the curvature and.
Oh yeah, I'm being a hater. I actually learned something about bagels. I didn't know you had to like freeze them before to get the cold set, which is what causes the shiny outside of a bagel.
Really? That's how you do it?
Then you got to boil them.
You boil bagels?
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. I just kind of ate them. I thought they were just Jewish donuts.
I did not know that.
Exactly.
What else did you learn about bagels?
It was fascinating. She like had the craft down. Her bagels were delicious. Let's not get it twisted. It wasn't like she was boring and terrible at bagel making.
Yeah.
Her bagels were immaculate. And they were really good. I would buy them. But there's just no way to make bagels exciting. So, end of that story.
I guess so. All right, so let's take a look at the chat here. Oh, we got some bagel fans in the chat.
Hashtag bagel fans.
Bagel fans. All right, yeah, thank you, Dynamite Dan Cast. We're excited to be doing another podcast. It almost didn't happen today, but you know, we try to. I
don't know if you can tell.
Try to get
staggering drunk.
What?
Staggering.
I'm not. Okay, I don't.
You can't smell it on his breath, obviously, from this distance on the internet. But
okay,
the effervescence of the alcohol in his breath is it's out of control. I don't even know how he manages to get this level of professionalism. He has to. It's like he threw professionalism in the trash. Then he got it and he put it in his apartment like it was a new couch. No,
okay.
He's fine. It was suboptimal, but he actually pulled it together. Okay. With a little help from yours truly. But it's good to be here.
Yeah, and it's good to have you here. it's great to sit down and just sometimes just have a conversation about just FGC and just what's happening.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, a lot of meeting up, we have to talk a lot. So we have a fairly good rapport. I consider Aaron a friend. Yeah. And so it's good to go on the record.
Yeah. Just have a recording of it. But I know we're usually like a news podcast about what happens in Chicago, but actually a lot of stuff is already just happening. Like Red Bull Conquest was yesterday.
Red Bull Conquest. I actually didn't get to go. I was gonna go. Yeah. Because I already paid for my month of tournaments that included that, and I didn't get to go because some stuff came up. Yeah. But I mean that was pretty cool that we had Chicago boys win.
Oh yeah, two Shadow 20Z. Yeah, shout outs to Shadow 20Z and Cool Kid, who won Tekken and Street Fighter respectively. Fantastic plays. Like I'm glad I got to see him in person. But yeah, they're gonna be going to Washington to compete against the winners of the other region. So and then they'll be competing for a trip to Evo Japan in 2019.
And that's pretty sweet. I mean,
Yeah.
no matter how you cut it, it's always good to see us sending Chicago people out because Chicago doesn't get love like that. It really people don't give Chicago love. New York and West Coast gets love, but Chicago doesn't get love. Like it's kind of criminal, but you know, I mean, honestly, you know, the numbers speak for themselves. As soon as we send people with the right frequency, then we deserve what we get. Otherwise, maybe nobody needs to talk about us until we send people. That's right. People talk about you when you do well, and so it's good to see us concretely do well.
Yeah,
and not mess around and pretend like we should have had a shot. Like that's always the worst. Sour grapes that come out of. That's basically anytime a city says, "Oh, you know this or that, we should have had this." It's the macro version of scrub quotes.
Scrub quotes. Yo, how you doing, Dream Sense? No, scrub quotes is like the funniest thing on Twitter, honestly, because they've started doing things outside of
no, they have like a Trump tweet where he's being salty or something. That's the best. No, but the thing is, like, anytime a city says, "Oh, we should have did this. This place was doing this, and it shouldn't have happened," it's the same as a player saying that about another player. Yeah. Oh, I see how it is. You just throw fireballs. That's it's just that level of complaining. Yeah. So unless we send people, we don't really deserve any respect or notoriety. And we did send two people. That's really cool. That's really good. And you got to really you got to take your hat off to those guys. Yeah. Because they're not small timing either. They've been playing here for a while. They're trying to make it, and they're getting steadily better where they can finally head out to events. When the opportunity arises, they were ready for it, and that's awesome.
Yeah. I remember I was walking past I was walking past Colgate. I just snapped my brain in order. But no, I was walking past Colgate. He was being interviewed by a friend of ours named Jordan Curl, who's like a esports reporter. And she was there just doing a story on the event. And I was like listening to his interview with her, and he was like, "Yeah, man, like, you know, I saw that this was happening, and he's like, I wanted to take my wife to Washington, right? So he's like, I just decided to just do it, and she just tripped, right? And I love Cool Kid so much because he's so pure. He's like, I want to take my wife. It wasn't like, oh, I'm just beat everyone here and be like, no, he wanted to do something someone else, and he's like, yeah, I'm not even practicing much, so I'm working more, and I'm just like. It's awesome. Like, right. But yeah, I love seeing just going to Ignite every Monday because we have like a FGC meetup every Monday at Ignite, right? And it's just great to go and see like pretty much the spirit of the Midwest is in that place every Monday. And,
I think the entire time that I have been playing fighting games, really playing fighting games, because I've been playing fighting games my whole life, but not really.
Yeah.
I've been playing Street Fighter 2 since I had a Super Nintendo, but that doesn't mean I've been playing fighting games. I've really only been playing fighting games since 2012, if I had to be honest, because I got Street Fighter 4, I got Marvel 3, and then, but I mean, I was beating my roommates. Like, that's not, everybody knows that part of their fighting game life where they are beating their roommates. Yeah. Like, yo, I'm the best. I can DP on reaction. Like, I can jab DP a jump in. Like, I'm a god. No one can jump in on me. Like, when you're at that level,
okay,
you can't even say you're a player fighting is. Honestly, you're still you don't even know you're bad. I think that's the worst part about that stage. Yeah. Is that you think you know the game, but you're so low on that real totem pole of knowledge and skill. So the thing is, I didn't really get past that stage till I bought Soul Calibur 5 because I've been playing. Everybody's been playing. I mean, everybody plays Soul Calibur a little bit because it's cool. Yeah, it's always been cool. Yeah. But I played Soul Calibur 5 and I finally started learning like that there were frame traps and tech, and I didn't even know it by name. I just started seeing it in my mind's eye that if I push a button and they block it, then the next thing I push after that, I can hit them before they hit me. Like I didn't know that meant plus. It just I started to get it. Yeah. Then Skullgirls really cemented all the knowledge. I started learning all the terms. But the thing is, if I've been saying since 2012, I think this might be the best time for diversity in the game selection that is at the top. Because right now at Red Bull Conquest, one of the things I really like is that there's a good game. I'm going to say Tekken's a good game.
Yeah. Oh, what? You don't like Guilty Gear?
No, I actually do like Guilty Gear.
Okay.
I was going to say 3 good games. 3 games that people are playing with fervor.
Yeah.
3 games that people are actually interested in playing.
Yeah.
In the Capcom 2D with Street Fighter V, anime with Guilty, and then 3D with Tekken 7. And they're all actually good to play and watch.
Yeah.
Because there have been times in the last decade where the several games that people are playing are not so great of a selection of interesting games to watch. Like, there's actually 3 really solid games in the top 3 slots of like what people are playing that is not really determined by money, because like there's no real money behind these games. It's not like esports money, no matter how much anybody wants to pretend. In my mind, it's not esports money, so we can pretend it's esports or call it esports or do whatever. But until this is my standard for what a sport is.
Okay. Yeah. Because I've been having this conversation with a lot of people lately.
Mine's definitely not going to match yours. Go ahead.
Yeah. No.
Mine is silly, but it makes sense to me. Go ahead.
No. But I've been saying like, because people are like, oh.
I'm gonna get to your question, Poseidon, because I like that question.
Yeah. Poseidon asks like, what's his favorite style of beer to drink? We'll get to that. Yeah. A lot of people have been like, because I've been conversating with people like, yeah, we had like Street Fighter V on ESPN like at a point. Right, and like I want that to be like a norm, right? Where it's just like it's on the same level as baseball and basketball, where you can walk into a bar and see like Taquito versus like Moke, right? But like I don't know how to get that started, because I don't really know like how do you describe what a sport is, because it's just like anything could be competitive, but what makes it a sport, right? And I think it's like it's a little weird to answer that question.
I don't think it's weird at all. I know the answer to that.
Yeah. Give me your answer.
You're not going to like it. You're not going to like it.
What makes this right? Yeah. Poseidon's like, what's your favorite type of beer?
I'm gonna soften up the room a little bit with answering the beer question.
Okay,
Hopefully,
okay.
I don't get too much trouble for the sports question. So my favorite beers are ales.
Okay.
I like a good Abbey ale, a good Trapel, a good brown ale. I like those style of beverage. They make me feel very
bubbly,
medieval.
Yeah.
I feel like I am drinking in a tavern, if you will, a tabernacle.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like
an
combat
old, and that's mead.
Yeah. Oh, that's
an old, an old place where ales. Give me an ale. I want to say that. I wish I could say that in a bar and have them commensurately respond. So if I go into a bar, ha, give me an ale. And the bartender goes, ha, an ale for the man. Like, and maybe we clink them, and maybe we punch each other a little bit, but nobody really. I just find everything starts to go wrong at the punching stage. Like we weren't on the same page.
Yeah, they do it a little too hard.
It's I thought that's where it was going, but they didn't want to go that way.
Yeah.
So.
Well, my favorite type of beer is root beer. So for all of you guys out there,
aha! Give me a root beer.
Hey, root beer is good. Okay.
That's when like the medieval record skips, and, like all of the very dangerous looking scabbed fellows in the bar.
Like the part of the SpongeBob movie where he blew a bubble. They're like, who blew it?
What was it? It's like walking in that tavern in Tangled.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the swords.
Where like the swords are all in the face. Yeah, I've seen Tangled once. So what? It's not my favorite. I don't remember fan fiction or anything.
We didn't ask you about that.
I don't like ship the characters. Jeez.
They say when you deny something that no one
right? It's like you deny. Be like, no, I mean, what do you want? What?
Please. I could not take this man seriously. Look. But, yeah. So that's the beer question.
Okay, so to me, a sport is not defined by any other standard except one. Like, because here's the thing.
Yeah.
You say people ask this about other things that aren't video games. Is NASCAR a sport?
Yeah.
Is chess a sport?
Yeah, I was like,
Is gymnastics a sport? If you don't play against other people? If you have to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, is it a sport?
Yeah.
Is figure skating a sport?
yeah, figure skating. Yeah.
Here's my answer to that question. It's only one thing. Are groupies normal?
Okay. So
If you do a thing, and groupies are the norm, attractive supermodels come up to you, Aaron, and go, Aaron, you won Street Fighter V at EVO? Oh my God. If that's what happens when you win Street Fighter V at EVO, that's a sport.
all right.
That's why chess isn't a sport. Do you even know the name of the chess champion?
Steve.
It's probably a Russian guy. Igor Romanov? No.
I mean,
And that's the thing. Is you have to become independently famous so people that don't do the thing you do know who you are.
Yeah, because I know who Tiger Woods is.
You know who Tiger Woods is?
Yeah.
You don't give a shit about golf.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Is if games ever get to the point where the guy who wins CS:GO is at a party with the guy who wins the World Series, and that's a natural occurrence.
Yeah, and they're on the same.
If they're on the same level, the guy who pitched the last winning pitch at the World Series and the guy who won V5 for the game winner at CS:GO,
Yeah.
if they're at the same party clinking brown ales and punching, give me a brown ale.
Yeah.
They're doing that. Then it's a sport. I know that's a really silly demarcation point, but that's how it is for me. I know that's not actually what I mean, but that's how I think when I say esports.
Okay.
You can't call the thing you're doing big if nobody else cares.
If no one, and that's a fair point, and it's a point that.
And that's also independent whether I think that's even a good idea.
Yeah.
That's just my evaluation of what it means to have an actual sport culture. Like, we don't have a sport culture because we don't even – because here's the thing about baseball. There's nobody in watching baseball going, you know what, I wish we could all watch smaller baseball games. Right?
Yeah.
No one does that in the MLB. No one goes to an MLB game and goes, damn, it's too big. It's just too big. The stadium, it's too fancy. It's too big. There's too much money in the game.
Yeah.
Very few people in the MLB say that. But here inside of the FGC especially, we have people that would rather it never get to that point. We have people that would say, you know what, I wish it was just a community thing. I don't want us to get big. It takes away from the culture. It takes away from the feel of the interaction between players. Because right now, there's something about video games, and this is one of the things I like about video games, is that I could play the world champion in the game I play, and it wouldn't be like terribly wrong for me to do so. Like, I might just meet him at local and play him. That will never happen. You're never going to try to guard Tom Brady's throw, right? You're never going to, Aaron Rodgers, you're never going to play Major League people.
Yeah.
Because that's a game with billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Our games, everybody can play at that level if they put in the time. Like, you don't buy the AA version of Street Fighter and play in the minor leagues. Like, you buy the same exact thing.
Yeah.
So it's like having access to an MLB stadium and practicing there.
Yeah.
And 99% of the people who play the game are not competitive.
Yeah.
And then 90% of the people who are competitive are really never going to even get to that level.
Yeah.
So in my mind, is there even a world where it could be like a major sporting event? Because most of the people that watch the MLB don't throw baseballs.
Ever.
They played baseball as a kid. So is there really the appeal of that game is that it's gladiatorial, it's physical.
Yeah.
Their personalities there to do the thing. I don't know if video games can ever be that.
Yeah, cuz they're like
they're very different, and I think it's short-sighted to try to be that. Because there is a way to make it big and universal and have great appeal, but I don't think it's by following that formula because they're so different. They're only superficially. It would be like trying to set up a FGC event like a boxing match, like just because there's two people fighting.
Yeah.
Like that's how superficially similar it is to me and professional sporting events. That I don't think it can ever be like that. I think in the future something will be something, but it won't be like MLB. Like it just won't.
Yeah, because I think the only thing I remember being like that was when they had Daigo fight Lupe Fiasco, and that was kind of like, because people outside the FGC know who Lupe Fiasco is.
Right, but let's not even get that twisted. Lupe Fiasco isn't even big in the worldwide culture. He's big for some people.
I thought he was.
No, he's really.
I thought he was like super.
You got to be outside. You got to be in some other communities to understand how small shit is. Like,
okay.
Lupe Fiasco is a known rapper, but he's not even like known to all music fans. Kanye West is known to all music fans just because he's a prodigious talent for getting people to look at him.
I think for reasons that
for crazy ass reasons the last few days, but today. But actually, that's a good example. Is that I don't even know what Cardi B does.
She sings.
I'm sure she gives it her best.
Oh.
I don't even know what Cardi B does, but I know her name because she
wrote a song called Chun-Li. I mean, it didn't have.
What? I thought that was some other.
Right? Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, no, that's Nicki.
That's what I'm saying. You don't even know. You don't even know. They're all the same. It's the same shit.
I'm sorry.
That's what you're like. Cardi B wrote Chun-Li, right? And first of all, nobody wrote Chun-Li that you know of because it was a room full of dudes in the back writing Chun-Li for whoever sang it. That's how it works.
We just lost 3 viewers because I got Nicki mixed up with Cardi. I'm sorry.
And that's what I mean. Until somebody who doesn't know the game at all knows that. You know who's actually closer to any of that than anybody in the FGC? Somebody like Ninja. Somebody who plays a game everybody plays, is really good in making a personality name for himself. Like that guy stole that.
Yeah. He jumped it.
He jumped and hit the perfect time. Yeah. I don't even know what I watch him and I'm like, why do I care?
What am I looking at? Yeah.
What am I looking at? Why do I care? I don't know. But enough people feel that it's something for them. Yeah. We don't have anybody like that. We don't have a single person like that. Yeah. There is no fighting game player alive today that makes people who don't care about games at all know who he is. There are people. Yeah. I know kids who I work with, who their parents know who Ninja is. Granted, he's playing the most popular game in the world, so that's a little unfair. But the thing is, why is that the most popular game in the world? It's popular for a reason. Fighting game can never really emulate.
Yeah. Because fighting games is like, to play them, to have fun at them, you have to. Good at them, right? And
a lot of people don't even like playing them. They just have to because they feel compelled.
Yeah, because like,
I'm reading a manga which, if anybody knows me, is pretty rare. I'm reading a manga called "We'll Get There Someday." It's about Tekken 7. It's not Tekken. It's like Cat Fighter 7. It's like Cat Fighter 7. They're all like moe girls, of course, because that's how you have to do it apparently.
Yeah.
But like one of them like is learning Tekken 7 with this other girl, and then they have competitiveness. So it's like 4 10-year-old girls playing Tekken at a high level.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like they replace all the characters with cat versions themselves, and they actually lay out like they have all these diagrams of the characters, and it teaches you the game inside of it. So granted, I already know how to play Tekken 7, but it's fun. It's funny and it's fun.
Yeah.
Help me remind me what the fuck I was just talking about before that. I have no idea what I was. It was relevant at the time, and I already forgot it. Jesus Christ.
You were talking about people in the FGC being popular to people outside of it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, in the chat, they're like, what about Yipes?
You know what?
Yeah.
No one has a fucking clue who Yipes is outside the FGC. That's not about Yipes. That's not me going, Yipes is fucking... Blah, blah. Yipes is great.
Yeah,
but fighting games are not big enough where Yipes is known to anyone outside the FGC. Yeah. I operate in other professional worlds where they know other things.
Yeah.
And fighting games are literally the last genre of a game they have on their mind.
Yeah. And I guess like Rex with Daigo in the Evo moment.
Nobody knows that.
Nobody
knows that. I know that. He knows that. You know that. No real people. The normies don't know that shit.
I think the barrier that we have to
we're in the shit. We have a self-propagating echo chamber like everybody does. We want to believe that these things that are great and everybody's going to know them. But I'm telling you right now, I went to my office. I've been in my job, my new job. I work at a bank.
Yeah.
Not going to shout them out because they don't treat me that well.
No shout outs for
Just
you.
flex. I don't want to do it because I don't know if I can. But the thing is, I went there, and they're a certain kind of nerd.
Yeah.
They want to play like tabletop games, and they know what Fortnite is,
Yeah.
and they're trading bitcoins. They're a certain kind of nerd, and I go, "Hey, who plays fighting games?" And they go, "Oh, you mean like Mortal Kombat?" No, not like Mortal Kombat. Like a real fighting game. No play.
Oh, that reminds me. Some people know who Sonic Fox is.
Nobody in my
Outside of a few people.
Sonic Fox is a special case because he has a special wrinkle in his personality. Let's be fair to that question. Is Sonic Fox known outside? Sonic Fox is known for one reason outside of the community, and it's not the fighting games. He's known inside the fighting game community for two reasons, and that's that he's really good at fighting games and he's a furry. But if anybody outside of FGC knows him, it's not because he's good at fighting games.
All right.
So that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
If you say esports,
people start thinking like a bunch of people in front of computers.
Is
playing,
it?
Like,
Are we? Are we ever going to be? I'm of the opinion. I'm of the opinion that fighting games can never be esports because they're too hard.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's like a problem that I think is on two fronts, right? One is on the developers, and I think the second one is on us, right? Because developers, right, who make fighting games, right, they're trying, right, because the fighting games are getting easier, right? I think like Dragon Ball FighterZ is like the biggest example I can make of this, where it's like it's an IP that the everyday person knows, it's Dragon Ball, right?
They could have just reskinned Guilty and called it. It would. I honestly don't believe that the quality of that game, up or down, has anything to do with its success.
No, not the quality, not how like
not the ease. I'm saying that to me is the only reason people care about that game is the IP, which is fair.
Yeah.
No one would care about Smash if it didn't have every Nintendo character.
Okay, so I say that sometimes, right? And I mean, here's the thing, because you see Brawlhalla, you see Robert's Aether, right? And it's just
there's a reason nobody cares about the games.
Yeah.
Not because they're not good.
Yeah, they're good.
They're good.
They're just no.
They deserve a chance just like any other game.
Yeah.
But the fighting game community only has so many people and so many people with time because these games take way more time.
Then they let on.
You could win. A person who's played first-person shooters or third-person shooters could go play Fortnite right now and maybe win. Maybe win if they get lucky and the last couple of people they had to fight don't know how to build or something. Like, they could actually win. But, man, there's no chance that a person who's played Smash casually is going to buy Dragon Ball Z Fighters and go win in their first few matches. Like, they're just going to get destroyed. And that's why fighting games will never be good. Is not you could make them one
Look
button.
at it.
You can make them one button auto combos.
Yeah.
With contextual command normals that activate when you're in the right space. So it'll be overhead if they're ducking. You can make it so easy that my 6-year-old can play it, and it still won't be big. Because it's a game about somebody's got to lose.
Yeah. Somebody has to feel bad.
That's the shit about fighting games. In a fighting game, half of everyone loses.
50%. And it's even worse.
Half
in team
of
battles.
everyone loses.
It's even worse in 3v3 formats because like 10 people.
Yeah, exactly. In team battles, most of them lose.
So no, that's a conversation. It's really interesting, and I think it's one that the FGC needs to have more, right? Because we really do, we lean on IPs to get people to look at us, right? Because one of my favorite examples of this is Under Night. Fantastic anime game, right? It's so good. It's like the Street Fighter anime games. It's like a friend of mine described it as, and that's so good. That's such a good description of it because that's everything that an anime game needs, and it's not overbearing with it, right? However, no one grew up with Hyde. No one woke up Saturday morning to watch the Gordo show, right? No one knows who these like characters are, right? And so even inside the FGC, it took a while for it to be popular, even though it was a good game. The IP popularity wasn't up there, right? But now you see like Dragon Ball, when Dragon Ball came out, the voice actor like Goku, Vegeta did that match, right? And so many people watched it because it's Dragon Ball, not because the game was necessarily good. Now whether the game is good or not is a whole nother conversation, right? But It's just that we need to fix that link between like some random person is just like, oh, I know what a standing medium punch is, right? Everyone knows what a free throw is. Basketball, no one plays. I'm not gonna say no one plays basketball, but like not everyone who watches basketball plays basketball, but everyone in the world knows like what a free throw is, right? Or what a layup is.
Right.
Right?
People,
Yeah.
it's not that people don't have the capacity
Yeah,
to
yeah.
understand
Yeah.
what being
and they
plus
definitely
is.
can learn. Yeah.
I know dudes who talk about football with the kind of granularity that would put some of us to shame.
Yeah.
It's insane. So it's not like the average fan doesn't have the ability to at least understand the concepts. It's just that they're still really esoteric to a lot of people. They don't. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like people understand big concepts like fatalities and special moves and supers. Like
Yeah.
the idea that you might be minus on hit, so that's not a good button, is like,
I don't care.
what the fuck are you talking about?
It makes an explosion.
It
and
yeah.
It looks cool. Yeah.
That's why. That's why 444 for Knox is a fucking 3-hit explosion cinematic.
Noctis.
Noctis.
Yeah.
His
Second?
444 is you hit him and it goes into a fucking cinematic. I gotta watch a cutscene after getting hit by 444.
Some people are gonna be mad.
And people are like, "Whoa, that only took running 4," or like whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
It's like that's. But Noctis was a great character to do that on because it's like everybody who is Noctis from Final Fantasy, Noctis,
Yeah.
and I need to be able to do cool looking things easily.
Yeah. The cup noodle game.
Yeah, the cup noodle game, really? The cup noodle guy?
Yeah.
The cup noodle emo band?
Yeah.
It's like that's how you get people interested, and then you try your best to make those characters work within the game.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, the best fighting game in the world would have to have Mario and Heihachi and Cammy, and it would like that's actually I'm gonna make that call right now. Come mail me $1 when this happens.
Capcom cross tag battle.
When Capcom cross Nintendo cross UFC
Yo. Chill.
happens,
Digimon included.
that's when it's going to go big. Yeah. When everybody is playing the same game. Because in my mind, how many games involve throwing a ball that we watch in the United States? Throwing a round ball this big.
Like, right?
No, this big. You can hold.
Oh, small.
This big.
2, right?
You got baseball.
Yeah, baseball and tennis. Does that count?
I'd say tennis. Yeah. Why not? Why the fuck not?
If you hit it,
2 balls this big.
Yeah.
We got and they're totally different. One's a one-on-one game. One's a team game. So Grant, we got a tag game, and we got a 1v1 game.
We got 1v1s.
Okay, so I think that's as much as the American populace or the world can even bear with a ball this shape, this size.
Yeah.
Then you got one game where you throw an egg. Then you got one game where you kick a ball about the size of your head.
Yeah.
What other games where you kick a ball the size of our head do they exist other than football?
Besides like football.
Football.
Yeah.
Football.
Not.
It's just that.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Is like we
There
talk
are
about
any other kind of styles.
fighting games for it to hit the world stage. Fighting games actually needs to mean one game that we're all playing.
That's actually really interesting because whenever you talk to somebody about fighting, it's like you said in your job, right? They'll be like, "Oh, Blazeville. Oh, that looks like Street Fighter," and it's just like just because they see character. character.
I honestly
right?
think,
and like,
right.
They think, oh, Mortal Kombat is just Street Fighter. Street Fighter is just Guilty Gear. They're all the same thing, and they subconsciously say that. And like I've never like put it into words.
Here's what I would say: Smash Brothers. Sakurai needs to go to Sakurai, Ono, Mike. Mike needs to be there to complain about everything. Triple buffering. He needs to. I love you, Mike. Everybody who's made a decent fighting game in the last 10, 15 years needs to come together and be locked in a room like a Pope election until they can make a good game, and then that needs to be the game.
Yeah.
And you need to have 1v1 mode, 2v2 mode, ring out mode.
Yep.
You need to have different modes for that fighting game so that everybody's playing the same shit.
Yeah.
That's the only way fighting games can be major league sport level is if it's one game.
One game.
And I'm not even saying I want that, but that's the only way in my mind you could ever get to a point where everyone's on the same page.
Knows. Yeah, because if something like keeps changing constantly, people aren't going to want to keep
right.
up
I mean,
with
we change.
it.
The thing is, you can change in one game.
Yeah.
But honestly, in 2020, they needed to launch, like I said, Smash cross Capcom cross MMA cross Namco.
Yo, Skull.
Right, cross cross indie, cross whatever, and just have everybody in the game. It needs to basically be, you know what this game needs? You know what the world needs? The world needs a well-tuned, fun to play, balanced Mugen.
Salty Man. Everyone plays Salty Man.
They need a game. They need a game where you can pick Ken Masters, then tab down to evil Ken Masters, and have him fight. Have a SpongeBob Mickey Mouse fusion character fight him, so that everybody who's like, "Oh shit, they got Mickey Bob. Let me get."
But it's
Sponge Mouse.
It's just a clone swap of like Vega.
Right, it's just Sponge Mouse.
And he's like holding the spatula, and it's just Vega's normals. But so we're just like, oh, it's Vega, and I was like, no, it's SpongeBob. No, but how you doing, Pushin? What's up, dog? But yeah, you guys in the chat, the FGC, it just needs to be friendlier to the casual person, right? And right now, we're not doing that through. Well, we're trying to do it through mechanics and IPs, right? I think we should just do it through IPs, right? And have that be the one game, right? Yeah, make the game where it has characters that everyone knows in it, and then we make content for that game that's just like, this is how you do this. This is how you do this, right? Because no matter how easy you make a game, right? Someone who knows what neutral is.
Basketball's not easy.
Yeah.
Football's not easy. Yeah. Tennis isn't easy. There are tennis schools where you send your poor, tortured child to learn tennis. That's not easy. And there's no community. They're not like, oh, we need to make tennis more inclusive for people who suck.
We gotta be nice to them.
But that's what I mean. Is like, this is a wholly different thing because the tennis isn't worried about tennis viewership and tennis participation.
Yeah.
They're worried about tennis viewership, and viewership drives participation.
Yeah.
People want to play tennis because it's a big game. People want to play baseball, football, MMA, whatever, because it's a big game already.
Yeah.
We're trying to say, how do we make the scrubs of the world, how do we stand on the shoulders of scrubs?
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's possible. You have to make people care about the game on the outside. Then they want to play it. Yeah. And then the people that would get weeded out because they're horrible, that happens in everything. I hate how we say here in fighting games, like, oh, we didn't make it easy enough for this person to be part of the community.
Yeah. Okay, so
do you think if you go to an MLB game, somebody's going to be like, hey, man, I just wanted to bring you in all this, see what he's doing is he's throwing a pitch, and if he gets 3 of those, he's out. And what out means is he can't try to hit the ball anymore. He can't play anymore until he comes up again in the order. Like, but yet people somehow still watch baseball. Somehow people still get interested in it because it's a game they care about. And people who watch baseball don't just then go, oh, now I care about football.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Is I don't want to be actively excluding people, but I think there is a certain limit to which you can say about how you include people because, Aaron, ask me who included me. Nobody!
I couldn't even say who.
Nobody!
Yeah, and like
I went to my first FGC event because I was playing fighting games, I was getting a little better, and I felt the internal desire to go do so.
Yeah.
And it was not a particularly welcoming or particularly unwelcoming community. I'm 6'6". If you're 6'6", you play basketball. So when I went to go play basketball, I don't know if you know this, a lot of basketball players are black and not so many are white. So when I went to the basketball court, you might just take a wild guess. I was the only white guy there for months. They didn't. Nobody came up to me and said, "Hey, man, I just want to let you know.
Yeah.
I can see you're the only white guy out here. We just want to let you know you're very welcome here. If you have any problems, if anybody says anything that's it's a little off kilter. Just come to me. I'm gonna get it figured out because we don't want to make you feel excluded. Nobody said that shit, and I didn't need that shit. I didn't want that shit.
Yeah.
I didn't want them to coddle me. I didn't want the basketball players of my local community when I was 19 to be coming at me soft like that.
Yeah.
They needed to harden me, or else I wasn't gonna be able to take stress in the paint.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's like I stuck it out. I played ball for years.
Yeah.
Somebody else didn't stick it out. Do you think that we would have been enriched as a court for being like, hey, man, you know, I'm sorry that guy elbowed you in the ribs, man. Like, it's not that I want you to elbow this man in the ribs. I'm just saying that's part of the game. That's part of you're playing ball.
Yeah.
That happens.
Like, we're not gonna get rid of this part because
if you get rid of getting elbowed in the ribs,
is it even the game?
Is it even street ball anymore?
Yeah. And that's
if somebody's not clowning you from the sidelines, is it street ball anymore?
Yeah.
If somebody didn't dunk on you, and then everyone is getting in your face like,
yeah, you just got.
Is it street ball anymore?
Yeah. And if you can't do, you know, dumb frame trap mix up, whatever.
Right.
Is it a fighting? Is it fighting game?
If you take away what makes a fighting game a fighting game, is it? Do the people who play it even care anymore?
Yeah.
And the other question is, if they don't even care anymore, and that becomes a big thing, who gives a shit? If what it takes to make esports is to make fighting games bad, but then it becomes esports, will our caring about it ever even matter?
Yeah. And that's like an analogy I use to like describe to like, because I've asked a lot of people about this, and to help them understand, I tell them, all right, so say like people who play chess want it to be like, you know, so like
we need to get more people into chess.
Yeah. And the big TV man comes up to them. It's like, hey man,
Lupe Fiasco says, I want to play chess against the world chess champion. The world
champion, right? So
and he wins the game.
He wins mysteriously.
Mysteriously, Lupe beats Igor Romanov in chess.
That was staged. It was, in my opinion, that match was staged. But anyway,
what? What?
I mean, some apologists are just like, oh, well, it was Daigo's like first real time of Street Fighter V. He's a real master. It's not that different, but whatever. But I'm just like, okay, so say people like come to the chess people and they're just like, hey, we want to give you a TV show, we want to give you a channel, chess channel, right?
Extreme Test TV.
Yeah, but the only we're in tons of money, tons of attention, right? But the only difference, you have to play checkers, right?
That's actually really good. I like it.
And they get everything they've ever wanted, right?
We'll give you fame. We'll put you on TV.
Yeah.
You'll get girls.
Yeah.
You'll get groupies.
that's
Igor Romanov is like, really? That's very interesting. I would love to play checkers for yes. Yes, I would do this.
For you.
I will play checkers 24/7 for you.
But everyone in the chess community is
like, what the fuck? I don't like checkers. I like chess.
Yo, man, Igor, what's going on?
Checkers is dumb.
And then he becomes bad at chess because he's been playing checkers for so long. And it's, and in that situation, literally every person that I have ever asked that question has either told me that the chess players should just keep playing chess on their own terms, or they should just, like, I don't know. One person said they should take the deal, and I'm like, why? And it's like, well, you know, if they really wanted it, right, they'd give up the game for the money, right? And I'm sitting there, and as a player, right, in my heart, I'm just like, do I ever want to play a game that's simpler than fighters? Because that's where it's going.
There's already a reason I don't play simpler games.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason I don't play games less complex than a good fighter.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoy Tekken, and I enjoy some versions of Street Fighter, and I enjoy Skullgirls.
Yeah.
I enjoy Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
I want to have that level of fidelity in control, exactness, precision. And I don't have to be good at it right away, because now I'm on that level where I understand what's happening, and I don't want to be. It would be like. It would be like telling a person who plays first-person shooters with keyboard mouse. Yeah. We're going to make you go pro. You got to relearn on stick. Yeah. On gamepad. He's like, but why? I mean, keyboard mouse is much more precise. Like that's not only what I'm used to, but it's objectively better for a first-person shooter if it's an option.
Yeah.
I think, well, it's just, do you want it or not?
It's what the people
Do you want it or not? We need to
Yeah.
sell some Xbox One X's. Are you here or are you out?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's actually a really good parallel story I have about this girl who lives out in L.A. and she does voice acting. You know her, I promise. I'm not gonna say her name because this is a good story. She's coming in off of a different job, and I'm on a job, and she's telling me about the thing she was just doing, the session she was just at yesterday, and she's talking about it, and it's sort of like a, what do you call like softcore anime that there's no actual softcoreness, but there's a lot of insinuation and a lot of suggestive moaning?
That Darling in the Franxx anime. Is that?
No. I mean, it was something where like the line she said that really like deadened her soul was that there was like a brother-sister dynamic in it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was some shit where like, I don't know, the parents of the guy left and then his sister came back into town, so he's got an empty house, and that, you know how the Japanese do with that shit.
Okay. Yeah.
You know how anime does it.
I know what's going on.
And so the line she said, where she goes, I was doing this job, and she goes, I can't believe I've been doing it this many years, and I just had to be in the studio going, oh, brother. And she just looked like, it's like, when you're in a really bad job, and you're just like, I can't do this no more. I can't fucking do this anymore.
I feel like that every day.
She's a career voice actress making great money in lots of roles, and she's sitting there going, I can't fucking believe I have to say brother like that in the
Only trying.
But you know what? the thing is for her, that was the deal.
Yeah.
That was her deal.
Yeah.
That was her Xbox pad. Is they say, is anytime anybody holds money out to you, and you can watch an interview from anybody who's ever made any amount of fame.
Yeah.
From my level up to the most famous person in the world. Anytime they're willing to candidly talk about money, what's a good example? Dave Chappelle's a good example. He has a lot of interviews with this. Yep. Patrice O'Neal, before he died, did a lot of interviews on this. A lot of comedians will talk about this because comedians always have to go from, they make cutting edge, everybody laughing in a room and it's real edgy shit. Yeah. And then they want to put them in a movie where they go, oh, and they fall over. Like, that's the shit they want to put comedians in. Is horrible, unfunny shit for the masses. That's not even what they do. But they're saying, oh, there's a little funny. He's a big fat black guy. We're gonna put him in a movie where he goes, whoa, what's happening? Yeah. And that's the shit they do to him. And he's like, I don't do that. I do my material. Like I'm not gonna fucking degrade myself like this. And they go, how much do we have to pay you to degrade yourself? Yeah. Everybody has to do that. Is how much you willing to get paid to degrade yourself for the audience? Yeah. See, whether you're saying, oh, brother, or basically you're shucking and jiving for a majority white movie audience, or doing any number of things, is how much are you willing to get paid to fucking capitulate your integrity, your artistic integrity? And you know what? If you want to make it, and you're 99% of anybody, then you got to take that deal, or you're not making it. Yeah. So that's the thing. Is do you want that? Yeah. Do people want that deal? Because everybody thinks they'll somehow get to make the deal, and it won't go badly. And they can they'll somehow beat them. They'll beat the money. They'll beat the money somehow. That's the fucking audacity and ego that people have when they go, I'm going to take the deal, and nothing's going to change. Yeah, well, if you take the deal, it'll change. And if we collectively take the esports deal, don't think that we're going to be playing the same game. Like, don't think that the game you play now that's fun and complex and infuriating, but it gives you a sense of life. Oh, I love this game. Oh, I hate this game, man. Fuck this game. Oh, I'm going to marry this game. Don't think you're going to have that if you take the deal. Yeah. And the other part is, like, you don't even get to make the deal. Other people are going to make the deal for you. That's kind of the fucked up part. It's like, me and him, we don't make that deal. The people at the top make the deal for us, and then we go with it, or it doesn't work, or whatever. Like, there are sports that don't get on the national stage. There are teams, there are organizations that spent billions of dollars over the course of their lifespans that don't exist anymore. Yeah. Right? I mean, that's the thing. It's like video games as a whole could make it and then totally fall out. Yeah. There have been video game crashes before. But the whole industry crashed. Not just No viewership.
I
Just the crash of video games.
I honestly think
.com's crash. Housing
Yeah.
crash. You don't think like fighting games can just totally fall apart?
I think that's gonna happen again.
They can totally fall
Yeah.
apart.
Yeah. So we've been having a lot of existential crisis games. Like if anyone's played Nier Automata, like that entire game.
Oh my god! I was just thinking this last night as I was attempting my hardest to get through Pop Team Epic.
Yeah.
I watched 2 episodes of Pop Team Epic and I stopped. Not because it's like horrible, but it's just because it's like
What is this?
it's like I watched Adult Swim years ago. And like I've already seen this. Like, but the thing is, like, anime and games and like nerd art forms are already getting to the point where we're like self-referencing the horrible, stupid shit we've made in the past. Yeah. Like, we have anime shows about how dumb anime is, and everyone's like, "Ha yeah, it's stupid." Like, yeah, all these shows were horrible.
Yeah.
How do they make money? Yeah, and then we'll make a parody show about that.
Yeah.
But then we'll still like consume the exact art form.
Yeah.
Like, we'll make games where they're referencing games.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, are we? Is it just for yucks? Or are we moving forward, or what are we doing?
Yeah, that's true, and it's a journey. It's a question and a journey and a decision that we all have to sit and be like, because we started in the arcades, and one of our last podcasts was about this. Like, this started in arcades. Put your quarter down on the machine. Like, I got next, right? You didn't have the game at home, right? You couldn't practice at home. You had to go out. And what worked until somebody figured out how to stop it. And your lab time was spending money.
You know what, though?
Right? Yeah.
It's the same in because I did amateur MMA for a few years when I was young, young 20s, not like child. Like when I was in my early 20s, I was in the military, and my hobby was I trained MMA. And it's the same shit. Like, the shit that works.
Yeah.
And you don't just get to go like, that's cheap.
What
The fuck do you mean that's cheap? Like,
Yeah.
I'm choking you. I'm literally choking you. You don't get to say it's cheap. You didn't stop me, did you?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the thing is, like, people. This is like a bigger thing that's across everybody. Like, people feel threatened by things that are outside of their control. Yeah. That goes to politics and everything. This is just a small aspect of that inherent internal feeling people get where they feel extreme discomfort when something's not in their control.
Yeah.
So if somebody plays a fighting game and they go, I don't feel like I'm in control, I'm getting my ass whipped constantly, it's a lot easier for them to go, why isn't this being made easier for me?
Yeah.
Than to say, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
Or to maybe just say, I'm not going to get better than this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put in the time.
I'm just going to play casually.
I'm just going to play casual. You know where I'm at in Tekken right now? I'm a yellow. Right? That's like, to me, in my mind, that's the very beginning of knowing how to play this game.
Yeah.
Better silence that phone.
Somebody's calling me. So
the thing is, a yellow is like the beginning of knowing the game. But, you know, I've been playing this game. I platted the game. I finally got my 2,000 matches, so everything is unlocked. I played a lot of Tekken in the last couple months.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get much further. I gotta kind of look at. I went 4-2 at Frosty.
Hey, that's pretty good.
I felt pretty great about my first Tekken ever. It was like I went 4-2.
Wait, that was your first in a Tekken bracket?
Yes.
You went 4-2.
I got beat by a fucking Jack and a fucking Dragunov. That's some bullshit.
Hey, Dragunov is cheap. Jack is also cheap.
They're both so cheap. It's
okay.
So fucking
it's okay.
cheap.
It's okay.
I hate that. You can't have invisible lows and tell me it's fair. It's bullshit.
Like, you just go. You say, joins UFC.
It's like,
what
yeah,
the fuck,
no,
I
that's
can't low
right.
block.
Right, no, that's right. Joins UFC and be like, what? I can't tech throws? Like, this is bullshit.
Amazai 907. Yeah, I'm actually coming up with that in the future.
He's probably gonna do that.
I'll be setting that up in the future.
There was some technical difficulties if you don't know. So I think that was probably even less likely now. I thought that would have been a good idea when I was thinking about it, but there's no capacity for it.
Not right now. Maybe next week when I do like a lesson stream on like concept in fighting games. But you know,
I might come wear him out on Tekken or something so we can talk about.
You want to come next week? I will destroy you.
Oh my God. Didn't you know I'm a yellow in Tekken?
Oh, really?
You know I'm a yellow. So the thing is, like, damn. Yeah, that's what I mean. You have to look at yourself and be honest and say, am I not getting better at this game because I don't have the skill to do it, or at the time, or the whatever, or is it the game's fault?
Yeah.
And most people will go, this is the game's fault.
It's the game's fault. It's the
this
entire
game is
genre's
bullshit.
fault.
Patch this bullshit.
Yeah. And like sometimes they'll even be like, I hate the whole genre. I don't want to do it.
Most people don't like fighting games.
Yeah.
Nobody at my work likes fighting games, and these are people that spend hundreds of dollars on board games and Funko Pop and other video games to build their own PCs. They do other nerd shit, but they don't like fighting games because fighting games are hard to confront.
Yeah.
They're hard to play and they're hard to confront because in a fighting game, somebody's got to lose. You got to feel like shit, and it's only your fault.
Yeah.
If somebody throws 10 fireballs at you and you don't know how to deal with that, it feels like it's the game's fault.
Yeah.
But if you take out fireballs, then
it's
you're
not
taking
even a
out.
game anymore.
It's like, what are you doing? Like, you take away everything so that the person playing the game the first time doesn't feel.
Yo, what's up, Bravado? Yeah,
Bravado? I know Bravado.
Yeah, come next week. We do the classic. What were we playing last? I don't remember the character I was like fighting you with after in casuals after Red Bull. It was my Karen versus his I don't know what characters. I actually don't remember what character he was playing. This is bad. You know why? Because we played like 80 games straight.
I was gonna say, didn't I tell you he was drunk after this?
No! Oh my god! How do I not remember? Who was I fighting? Oh no! I actually don't remember the character he was playing. This is so bad and terrible.
My last, I don't think I've had this, my opinion, changed by a logical response to the question, where should fighting games go?
Yeah.
Or where do you think fighting games are going to go? Most people, and this is what I think is kind of paradoxical, to throw out my vocabulary word for the day.
Ooh.
It is ironic and a paradox that people will claim to love fighting games for what they are, and then complain like a scrub about something that is in their control.
Yeah. Oh, it's real.
So people will say, I don't feel like we're being inclusive enough to all people. Yeah. And when you say all people, you really mean bad people. Yeah. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't sugarcoat what you're talking about.
Because we won't get anywhere like that.
Because the thing is, everybody's bad at the start. No one is good at fighting games the first fighting game they play.
Yeah.
Sonic Fox wasn't good at the first fighting game he played.
Yeah.
He was probably had some natural talent, obviously.
Yeah.
But he had to learn that shit. Like with DOA, he was cutting his teeth as a teenager.
Yeah.
He wasn't winning DOA like when he first picked it up. He had to get great. Everybody has to get great. You can't. Nobody is good at the start. Yeah. So we are literally talking about bad players. Mm-hmm. And if you're a bad free throw shooter, you can either think about it like, oh, I don't hit that many free throws. That's what that means. Yeah. Or you can think it's a personal insult. Yeah. It is a personal evaluation of me. Oh, you think I'm a bad free throw shooter? Yes, you hit 17% of your free throws. You're horrible.
Damn. All right.
And if you don't feel like, damn, I really need to practice my free throws.
Yeah.
Then what the fuck do you want me to do?
Change basketball.
Change basketball.
So the
make the basket
on the floor.
Make the hoops wider.
Put it on the floor.
Put it on the floor.
So we just went up and
now we're just playing hacky sack cornhole.
Yeah.
Why?
So the answer. So you're saying the answer is not to make games easier. It is to. We have to teach them, but they just don't want to be taught.
That's the thing is that some people think that if we change fighting games, more people want to play them.
Yeah, and that's the trend that's happening right now. Because games, undisputably, they are getting easier, but is that a good thing? Are people having fun? Here's the shit.
Here's the shit that's really going to cause a schism.
Yeah.
Another vocabulary word.
Ooh.
Schism. Sounds dirty, but it's not. It means a split.
Yeah.
A schism in the community is going to come when the League of Legends fighter drops.
League of what?
The League of Legends fighter.
There's a League of Legends fighter?
I mean, no, but yes.
What?
Yes.
Really?
The League of Legends people bought the Rising Thunder team. You think they bought them to get them off the market because they're scared? Like, they bought them because they were like, oh, shit, a one-button fighter with cooldowns? Okay, how can work on this? It might never come out, but I'm willing to bet they're waiting for the right time to really make that a thing. They're waiting for when there's no new fighting game on the scene for a few years that is serious like that, or when League starts dipping a little bit.
Yeah.
when the MOBAs start going out, they're thinking they might be able to do to MOBAs what League did with fighting games with a one-button cooldown fighter. And if that shit becomes huge and nobody gives a shit about Street Fighter or Guilty or Skullgirls or Smash, and that's the new standard, that's going to make people question what even is a fighting game. Because it'll basically be a 2D 1v1 MOBA at that point.
I feel like, yeah, that's true. I feel like Smash is doing that on a casual level right now. Because everyone knows what Smash is. But, like, people don't, I'm willing to bet a lot of people don't know that there are, like, tournaments ran for it or whatever. But, yeah, the game you're describing right now, honestly, yeah, if it's easy enough for everyone to pick up and everyone to understand and everyone to do, and the game is so simple and so whatever that someone who's been playing it for 3 years can still be challenged by someone who just picked it up today, right? People will be like, okay, cool, right? I want to do this because I can play it for a week and then go, win the world, whatever, right?
Like, here's the thing, and I'm gonna personally coin this term.
Yeah.
No copyright, free use. I think it's the Fortnite philosophy.
Ooh.
Not the PUBG philosophy, not the DZ1, H1 and Z1 philosophy.
H1Z1.
Not the Battle Royale philosophy,
Yeah.
but literally the Fortnite philosophy. There's like 10-year-old kids playing Fortnite right over here, right now.
Oh, yeah. At Raid, yeah. We're like
We're a Raid.
Yeah.
We're like a gaming lounge. There are kids, children playing this game.
Yeah. Having
fun. Some of them are going to win. Some 10-year-olds will win against 32-year-old men.
Splatoon. Another game.
And
so it's very easy.
You know why? Because that game has so much random chance attached to it. The thing is, the guy who might beat that 10-year-old kid might die because he landed in a place where he didn't get a gun, so he's totally out of the match now. Now this kid might get lucky enough. If he plays enough, he doesn't even have to get better. He will win eventually.
Just has to get good rolls.
He has to get a good roll, have a good game, and eventually he'll get a W.
That's why people hate Mario Party. Sometimes.
But you know what?
Yeah.
That game gives everybody what they want from a shooter perspective. It's brilliant. I actually don't like Fortnite that much. I play it socially. Like, I play it with some friends because sometimes I see them online and, like, it's the lingua franca of free-to-play games right now. Everybody is on Fortnite.
Yeah, it's free.
So I'm not, like, that worried about it. If I don't have shit else to play, I'm playing God of War right now, so I'm not playing any Fortnite.
Yeah.
But I have been playing Fortnite, and it's funny enough. It's just fun enough to not stop playing if you're kind of playing, which is the worst.
Yeah, because if you lose, it's just like, you're like, oh, maybe it's the game's fault because I didn't get a good...
Well, I didn't get good rolls, and I didn't get... It's basically a game that is the opposite of fighting games where the game gives you so many fucking excuses as to why you didn't win that are actually kind of legitimate because you might not have got a good roll. That you believe next time you'll get a good roll. So you'll have a chance up on somebody, and maybe you won't have the guy who builds a fortress in 2 seconds. Yeah. Maybe that'll be the game you win. Maybe you can hide in a thing. It gives everybody what they want. A chance to get in and get some action, a chance to hide, a chance to win. And fighting games will never give them that. Fortnite is the biggest game in the world right now for those reasons. Mm-hmm. It gives everybody a chance to win on some old bullshit.
Yeah.
Or lose on some old bullshit. Fighting games don't give you that. It'd be like if there were randomized hit, stun, damage on everything. That's what the Fortnite philosophy would be in a fighting game. And I fucking promise you, a League of Legends fighter will do that. They will have like cards and gems and power-ups and things that will make your fireball have twice the hit stun.
+6 instead of -3.
Right. Now your fireball is +6 on block.
Holy shit. I cringe just thinking about that.
So you can set up fucking full screen crouch dash tech.
Dude.
And that's what I'm talking about. Like, and you know what will happen? Does anybody really stop playing Hearthstone? Does anybody really stop playing League of Legends for any of these reasons that you can essentially get one up on somebody? Yeah. Right now, if Fortnite introduced tiny, tiny little things, people would not stop playing. In fact, I promise you, they would make more money. If they said, our next skin gives you, it lets you start with a pistol. You're like, what a pistol? It's not a big deal.
You start with a gun.
Who cares? Get like so what? Everybody gets a pistol in the beginning because you land, you pick up one. But people would buy it, and people would be like, oh yeah, I got that pistol skin. And you know what? They'll do fighting games like that. I promise you.
Yeah, and it won't be the genre that we know.
That's the
and
thing
love
is like the
anymore.
games
Yeah.
that emulate real sports are fucking pay to win as shit. Try to play FIFA or NBA online. No. You'll be playing that all Jordan team because they bought them or
Yeah.
they pre-ordered to do something.
So Dolph 152 says in the chat, Rising Thunder is a game that was designed around.
Yeah, he's
using
not wrong. He's not
simplistic
wrong
tools.
that
Yeah.
was the original
Yeah.
philosophy behind why
Yeah.
Canon and them
Yeah.
made that game.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Yeah.
But that's not what Riot sees in that game. Riot is not like, oh, you know what? Thank you for developing this easy-to-play game that teaches people basic fighting game concepts.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here with that. They're not gonna. That's not what they're gonna make with that. They saw somebody make a push-button fighter, and they saw dollar bills in the future. Yeah. They didn't see let's teach people and bring people into the fighting community. No, I don't think that's gonna happen like that.
Yeah.
I think they'd rather break fighting game community in half and suck the marrow out than try to make this version of the FGC better.
Yeah, I know it's UFTNR. Yeah, FNTR. But yeah, it's a lot of what you guys said in chat. It's totally right. Like Saints and Placeboy says high RNG is bad for esports. High RNG is good for the casual market, right? Because it basically all boils down to people don't.
But the League of Legends fighter will be free. It'll be there's no room for like a paid fighter that it ever gets as big as Fortnite. Fortnite's only as big as Fortnite because it takes no fucking commitment to get. It was the first one on first one on consoles, and it was free when PUBG was still charging $30.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely right. It's big because of that, but it stays big. That you can release any game for free. It doesn't make it big. It stays big because it's horseshit in its design of randomness.
Yeah.
But the thing is, right now, people don't care if it's competitive or not. People post their win screens on Instagram like, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit that you won a randomized game? Like, I don't give a fuck, but it makes it makes casuals feel that.
Yeah.
The same feeling we get from actually winning an even game, they get easier than we do.
Yeah.
Like, we got to work hard for our drugs. Like, we're correct. We're like,
if we want to feel good,
we are like base heads where we need pure Colombian, and they'll just take like
black,
real like horrible crack.
whatever kind of.
They'll smoke whatever they get in their pipe, and it'll make them feel good. That's what this game does for casuals. Is it gives them the same thing we get from actually winning because it gives them the feeling. They don't even know. They haven't reached galaxy brain status yet. Where
Galaxy brain.
They're not. They haven't got to the point where they understand what it means to win a game over somebody else on a fair ground. A lot of people think like this is perfectly fair. Like, well, hey, I got a drop, you didn't get a drop. That's how the game goes. Like, that's even to them. They're trying to make this. This has a bigger chance of being esports than any other game right now.
Yeah.
And it's not even a fair game.
Because if it was
fair, people wouldn't like it.
Yeah. People are terrible.
People don't like fair because fair makes them question their own iniquity.
And that is a conversation that can go outside of fighting games.
That's everything. That's everything.
If it's your fault.
If you did
No,
it isn't. No, it isn't.
No, it's not. They did it. It's not me.
It's not me.
I'm not the problem.
Nope.
It's them.
Nope.
They did it.
Other side. Other half.
I'm starting to feel some things coming out personally, and I'm not going to say them. I'm not going to say it. But, like,
they don't think it be like it is.
But it do.
But it do.
We live in a society.
Memes for the people.
basically, yeah. People don't like when it's their fault. And
fighting games is always somebody's fault.
Fighting games, yeah.
It's never the fucking game's fault.
It's always you.
The game cheated.
How? You're the one who put in all the inputs.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
There's two humans. The game cheated.
No outside influence.
There was no.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why they turn off items in Smash. They turn off the stages because it's like, oh, a bat landed next to me, not to you. So now my character can do something that they're not supposed to do. Right?
Right. But
and now the matchup changes.
But you know the other thing? Do you know why anybody picked up Smash? Because a bat lands next to you.
Yeah.
People played Smash originally because Mario was punching Pikachu and then Yoshi came in with a baseball bat. They did not pick up Smash because it was a finely tuned fighting game. They picked it up because they saw things they liked, and it had randomness to it. Yeah. Smash is bigger in the casual community than in the competitive community. It's always going to be that way.
Yeah.
Other fighting games aren't like that. Other fighting games, they have people pick up Street Fighter. Like, I remember Street Fighter. Yeah. They play it for a month or two, and then it's gone. It's totally off their radar. Yeah. Every fighting game is like that except Smash. Smash has people that will play Smash on their Wii, Wii U, whatever the new Wii is. The Switch, Wii Switch.
No, it's just the Nintendo.
They're all Nintendo to me. Like, I don't care.
The Nintendo.
I'm too old. Stop playing your Nintendo, kids. Get off the Nintendo.
The Sony, the
Nintendo PlayStation.
Nintendo for my mom.
No, my mom too. Are you playing Nintendo? No, Mom, I'm playing Final Fantasy VII. It's an achievement in art. It's an achievement. You don't understand me. But that's what I mean. Is like people still play Smash like it's a party game because it's fun in that element. Just like this. This is Smash for shooters.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. I thought that was Splatoon actually.
It's one system. This is for everybody.
Yeah, this is for yeah.
The thing is, this game works for reasons independent of the Nintendo appeal. But if Nintendo wants to get that money for life, they need to make a PC version of Smash. Somehow. Even if it's the current one. Even if it's not the new one. Because when they do that,
it's over.
It's a wrap. If Nintendo was willing to put Smash on PC, dude, we could just kiss everything else goodbye. It's not even gonna be close.
It wouldn't even be,
It wouldn't even be close. What if they made it free to play, dude?
Free to play Smash. Oh, jeez. I can't even imagine the implications of it. But look, this Doomsday, like, we're like fighting.
It's all over. It's all coming down.
I just imagine like it's the year like 2030, and like there's like one fighting
game.
Evo is a 3-day weekend for one fighting game
for Smash PC.
And no other games in there.
Fortnite cross Smash.
Oh Jesus. Oh man.
It plays like Pokken. It's like a hybrid of 2D and 3D where you shoot them, you have to build.
Oh my God. Okay. I actually just got scared a little bit there. I love the Pokken community. The game is great. It's good.
And Yipes will be up there like, I don't want to commentate this.
I can't do it.
I don't want to commentate this anymore. Don't make me commentate this game.
Oh man.
He'd be sitting back there like he'd be getting drinks and be like, I don't want to. I wish I would just die. Like that's how that game would make people who love fighting games feel. Yeah. People who like competitive shooters look at Fortnite like, what the fuck is this?
What is going on?
CSGO players, Halo people, like Quake guys, they're all looking at this game like this is some bullshit.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the most popular game in the world right now. Numbers don't lie.
That's what people want.
I can't be a scrub and be like, this game isn't litter. I mean, that would be a scrub quote on a macro level because I'd be talking about how this game is garbage. Like it's the biggest game in the world right now. If it works, it works.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I guess. And that's part of the reason.
If you get hit by the unblockable, you should have moved. Don't look at it. You see him charging it up. Run. Back up. Sidestep. Side run. Hit them. Jab. Do something.
But no, it's funny because like that's why I kind of hate the term like relevant game, because it's like any game can be relevant as long as a lot of people. Yeah.
To us.
Like
there's no fighting game that's ever hit the level of people start to care about it.
Yeah.
But now people are playing Fortnite that like don't play games like that.
Yeah. And
until people play a fighting game that don't play fighting games like that,
that's when
we're not there.
That's when we've made it, and that's a road. I think
we're just pretending right now, and that's really what I feel. Is like when people get it in their heads that like we're getting more esports, we're getting more notoriety. I mean, honestly, you're telling a story to yourself.
Yeah.
Because we're not even close.
No.
We could fill up Mandalay Bay for a weekend. We can get a match on ESPN every once in a while.
We can't do that every week.
You know what? ESPN is not streaming our shit.
Yeah.
Until ESPN streams us like a football game where they show there are channels dedicated to showing all the sports games in your region for you.
Yeah.
You know, CBS Sports New York, CBS Sports Chicago, CBS Sports West, LA, to show so in case you want to tune into any of your teams from any sport there. And until CS:GO,
not just the top players.
Right, until CS:GO is on CBS LA, CBS New York, CBS South Carolina.
Yeah.
Until your region's games are on there, you haven't made it.
Like your locals that like people just make, like once those are on TV.
And that's the other shit.
Yeah.
Is that people who like sports tangentially know about other sports.
Yeah.
CS:GO people don't know who the fuck anybody in fighting game is.
Yeah.
And fighting game people mostly don't know who CS:GO people are.
Nope.
Some esports games like on PC sort of have a little bit of run over, like people who might know CS:GO people if you play Rocket League or if you play some other like a MOBA, you might start to know StarCraft people but it's not like that. Our video game people don't even know each other.
Yeah.
That's how small video games are on a competitive set.
Yeah.
Like the thing is, video games are big in other ways. Like video games make more money than movies and music combined. Right?
Yeah.
Awesome. But people don't watch them like that. Like people man, I saw fucking Avengers Flat Earth or Avengers Infinity War.
Flat Earth?
Flat Earth.
Where'd that come from?
I was thinking like Age of Ultron or something. I don't know what I was thinking.
You get Flat Earth?
I got Flat Earth out of that. It's like I couldn't. First of all, spoilers. I couldn't believe that Thanos proved the Earth was flat. Like I thought that was. I thought that was just like the tagline of the movie, Flat Earth. I was like, what does that even mean?
Maybe he just flattened it himself.
I could not believe he proved that was real. That was shocking to me. So, I mean, if you haven't seen the movie, sorry, I just ruined it for you. Peter Parker was in on the whole thing. I couldn't believe it. It was his son? Weird. No, but the thing is, like, people give a shit about this. There's like, it's an event.
Yes.
People were yelling at the screen.
Yeah. Like, I've seen people
what? Thanos? They were yelling at the fucking movie screen. There was like 17 clap breaks in the movie. Every character who got introduced from walking from, hey, it's me. I'm this guy. Everyone, I know him. I know him. Like, until people feel like that about a video game, it's not there.
It's Rashid.
Yeah. Right. He picks Cammy.
And like we do that. We
do that.
Like if Dio loses with Guile and he goes back to Kids and he picks Ree, we're just like, like we're like.
But people at home got to do that. Your mom has to do that. Is your mom gonna ride for Cammy like that? Because your mom will ride for Drew Bledsoe like that.
See, my mom likes Eliza from Skullgirls. So whenever I show her like matches of me on stream, because she likes Egyptian.
That's because she likes you.
She likes me.
Your mom loves you, and so
Eliza.
she likes Eliza because that's like if you got a girl. That's like if you started dating a girl that she didn't even like. She'd be like, well, Sarah's not that bad. She's pretty nice. She'd love her because she loves her baby boy.
No, she likes Egyptian culture. She does, I swear. And like when I showed her Skullgirls, like, look, mom, this character is based off Egyptian culture, and she's like, ooh. Right, but yeah, you're right. Like, it's not because like
she doesn't like fighting games, right?
Yeah. It's not because like she likes Eliza. It's like no, it's like the references, right? But like,
are you winning, son?
Are you winning, son? No, I remember when she came to UFGT 8 with me once, and like I was fighting this pain wheel, and I was losing. This was back when I played Valentine Fortune. I was losing real hard, and she's in the back. I'm like, yeah, I'm dying.
Mom, not now. Not now, Mom.
This was like vanilla Skullgirls when the combos went up to like 206 when I was
right. Ridiculous combos. When crouches counted separately.
Dude, I was sitting there just like, I was like, yeah, woo! She thought
and the dude's feeling bad, like, I'm sorry, man. Like,
I'm sorry about
my
this.
bad. I didn't mean to do this to you.
But no, like, yeah, that's a good point. And I don't know, man. Like, I think fighting an idea, fighting public perception is impossible. You can't just grab it and change it whenever you want, right? And that's just the way the world works. And I think personally, we should just keep going down the road that we are. And if people do come up to us, if the big TV people come up to us and say, "Hey, you got to play in this game that only has one button in it," and if you take that deal and you do that, cool, right? Do that.
They're gonna do that.
But
they're gonna do that
yeah.
when League Fighter drops. They're gonna call everyone from Daigo to JDCR to Sonic Fox to everybody. They're going to call the top 100 players of every game, and they're going to give them a deal. Come play League Fighter. Just play League Fighter.
Only play League.
And if you do that, we will take care of you until this game is dead.
And
enough people are going to take the deal.
Yep. And if that happens, we just have to be doing what we've been doing for the past 20 years.
Because here's the thing,
our own bootstraps.
You gotta imagine.
We have our thing. We have our thing.
Because here's the thing that happens right now. Right now, me and him do a podcast.
Yeah.
We're on a podcast together. He invited me to come do it. It's community run. Somebody streams a tournament, and it's community run.
Yeah.
And only the biggest tournaments are run by committee.
Yeah.
Only Evo really is run by, but it's still even. The same guy who streams here in Chicago just goes there, and he's one of their streamers.
BG
it's right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Callisto, he streams here, and then he'll stream there. It's still a guy who just wants to do it.
Yeah.
But we're almost at the end of that. Yeah. That almost isn't a thing anymore. There's not going to be any more just guys doing streams, and that's the community. That's going to be over pretty soon based on where we're headed. Yeah. The idea that you could make interesting content for your community and that be a big source of information is going to go right out the door. Yeah. Right now, there is only if you've ever seen what a YouTuber does. YouTuber to me is a dirty word because it's bereft of actual content. It's just it's shouting, it's colors, it's very stupid. A YouTuber in that, not all YouTubers, but a YouTuber. Oh, hey guys, coming at you with another video, that thing.
Yeah.
This game Fortnite runs off YouTubers making horrible shit for their audience of 9-year-olds. Look at these two kids. These two kids are going to go home and they're going to click new Fortnite weapon discovered. Whoa, Ninja's reaction to naked strip Fortnite. They're going to go click that shit, and that's going to be the content that gets 7 million views that week. And they make one of those a day. Over and over and over again. And there's 10 big channels that'll do that. Do you think anybody is out there making their really in-depth reviews of the best strategies to be using silenced SMGs? If you've only got 2 clips, the best way, the kind of tech you would talk about in a fighting game?
Yeah.
No, nobody gives a shit about that. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's the way we talk about fighting games right now is going to come to a conclusion sometime soonish. Because it doesn't make them care.
Yeah.
It makes us care. But we already care. That's the problem with fighting games, is that the people that are going to care already care. We can't care more. We already are playing. We're already fucking max autism on this shit, playing 77 hours a week of fighting games. We are getting down deep into this shit. It's hard to make us care more. We're already making an illogical decision to devote an extraordinary amount of time to this video game. Yeah. And that's what scares other people away, but it's what makes us care.
Yep.
And they're diametrically opposed, and they're not complementary. You can't make people care about a fighting game if they don't just feel it.
Yeah.
You can't make people care. I didn't feel it until I felt it, and then when I felt it, I couldn't stop. But you couldn't make me do it before that. Yeah. I tried. I went to Street Fighter 4 tournament, and I was horrible, and I was like, I don't even like this.
Yeah.
Because I didn't care then. I didn't feel it then.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is I don't think you can make people care enough to make the community that we have right now get bigger. Because this community is only the people who were left over. They're only the strong that survived the culling of weakness. All the weak died and were left on the roadside, and only the strong were left to continue walking on in this highly illogical, irresponsible path. And that's the thing. It's like that's what fighting games is. I'm not. I mean, I perceive my personal opinion to be fairly unpopular because most people say things like, "I want to be more inclusive to all people," which means they want to widen the audience. And I'm not saying don't widen the audience. I'm saying you can't widen the audience in this community because this community is a community based on people who didn't stop for some weird reason. Like, didn't quit, didn't give up on a really hard game. Yeah. They kept playing, and it's like, why would you fucking torture yourself like this? Why would you do this to yourself? It's like, I don't know. I just had to keep going. Like, that's the common thread. Like, in a weird way, I've always viewed fighting games as like this weird cultural utopia where, you know, if you go to a CSGO event, what do the people there look like?
Actually look pretty like serious.
Well, no, I mean, what do they look like?
Oh,
CS:GO.
I don't watch CS:GO.
I mean, we went to didn't were you at a
I mean, yeah,
Chicago
I was there.
gaming?
Yeah, but like, I
just talk about Chicago
I
gaming.
just walked past it. There's a bunch of white people. Like, I
Aaron was, Aaron was like, "What? Okay, fine. It was white people."
No,
fine, you got me. It was white people.
It's not like that.
No,
okay?
Here's but that's
like,
exactly the answer I was looking for. When you go to a CS:GO event, it's mostly white people.
Yeah.
That's not inherently wrong.
Yeah.
But just like if you go to a fucking StarCraft event, who is it?
I don't know, man. I don't watch StarCraft. I don't. Who?
You know, we're looking directly at the South Korean people for their love of StarCraft, right?
See, now if you say a KOF, it's like. Oh.
And in the past, if you'd said fighting games, people would think Japanese.
Yeah.
But in the United States, what do you see when you go to a fighting game event?
Bunch of dudes.
Mostly guys.
Yeah.
But on the same line as I was just talking about, what do you see?
Black people.
And?
White people.
And?
Asian people.
And?
Mexican people.
Everybody!
Yeah.
I fucking dare you to find a more integrated video game community than fighting games. I know I fucking dare you because you can't. Yeah. You fucking can't find a more integrated community than fighting games.
That's a strength.
That is a huge boon to the community. Yeah. Do you know why that exists, though?
Because anyone can.
Because there's only one condition to to involvement in the FGC. One singular threshold you must pass through. One seal you must break. And that is, for some fucking weird reason, you just didn't stop playing.
Yeah.
For some bizarre fucking reason that you don't even know, you just didn't stop playing. Yeah. You lost once, and that one time you were like, you know what, fuck that.
I want to get better.
I can't lose to that.
Yeah.
Whereas 99 out of 100 people said, man, 7 fireballs in a row, this game's cheap. One of those guys said, there's got to be a way to beat that. That can't be the end of that. There's got to be a way. And he stuck around. He or she. Mostly he's, but some she's.
Yeah.
And that's what fighting games is. I don't think you can remove that and still make it be the FGC.
Yeah. And it's hard to teach that or to
that's what I'm saying. I don't think it is.
To people.
I think that would be as ridiculous as trying to teach people how to make it in the NFL. You can only teach people the skills necessary
to play football.
Yeah. And then they either say, this needs to be my life, or it isn't. You can't, there's no it would be, to me, including people in fighting games is like including people in a sports. Most people just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
You can't make it attractive to them. And then if you get them superficially interested in it, you can't make it attractive enough for them to put their life into it. Yeah. Just because somebody likes to hold a basketball and shoot a few shots doesn't mean they really want to play. And then just because somebody plays street ball doesn't mean they want to play in their local league. And just because somebody played a local league doesn't mean they want to go to college for it. And some people go to college even play it. Don't want to play in the pros. The only people left in the pros are the most prodigiously talented and the people who didn't quit. And the people that didn't quit part is universal across the board. Every time you want to get better, it's because you didn't want to quit. And I actually, I would hate to see that go. There's different like forms of inclusivity. Like I want to include bad players. I want to make sure we see more female players. I want to see this or that. But in reality, I think it really goes back to the same thing, which is to say that right now you're not good enough. And I'm so desperate for more people so that I can be part of a bigger thing that I'm going to pretend like you deserve to be here. If you looked at somebody who was bad at your game and honestly kind of didn't, they like it, but they, you can eyeball somebody and tell they don't care like that.
Yeah.
You can. Don't pretend you can't. You can look at somebody and go, he just wants to throw a fireball. Like he's not that interested in it.
Yeah.
And that's okay, but don't inscribe on them your personal credo for what you'd like them to be.
Yeah.
That somebody comes in and says, I don't know this game. And you go, oh, you want to be part of the community? Come on in. Hey, everybody, stop saying he sucks. Everybody's like, yo, but he does suck. Like, he's horrible. Why are you doing that? Like,
I have definitely been the victim. Well, not the victim, but guilty of doing that. I mean, like up until maybe like last month, where it's only clicked in my head. I'm like, because the first thing I tell people who want to play fighting games, like they'll see me go to tournaments or they come with me to tournaments. I'm like, oh, I want to do this. Like, how do I get better at Street Fighter, right? And I'm like, all right, like, look, man, you are going to lose a lot. You have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with being trash talked to, at, and around, right? I'm just letting you know right now, right? This is not water world, slip and slide. Like, it's fun. It's fun. Don't get me wrong.
It's fun. It's a certain kind of fun.
It's a certain kind of fun.
That's the best I can give. I love fighting games, and that's the best I can give fighting games is that they're sort of fun eventually.
Yeah. They get to be at that point where, because I'm at that nirvana in Skullgirls and Street Fighter V, actually.
You're in the zone?
Where I lose, and I'm still having fun.
You're still having fun.
Where
yeah.
I'm just like, woohoo, I can't believe I got hit by that.
I'm so the opposite of Tekken.
Yeah.
When I lose in Tekken, I'm just like.
You're just like, I hate this game.
You would fucking pick. And it'll be everybody.
Yeah.
It'll be every single character. I'll find some excuse in my head. I'll be like, you would fucking pick Ling. Phoenix Stance is cancer. You would fucking pick Jack. You would fucking pick Dragunov. You would fucking pick Horang and just do speed kicks over and over again. You would just. And then after 4 or 5 minutes, I'm just like, man, I suck. Like, I suck so bad. But this is what happened. I was playing, and because I took a little bit of lull after Frosty because I need to take a break. And then I'm getting back into it in the last month or two.
Yeah.
And I'll play, and I'll get like demoted twice. Like, 5 more losses. 5 more losses. About to get demoted again. I'll finally turn it around, get all my ranks back. But the fucking emotional roller coaster I go on, I lose once. I'm like, yeah, that was sort of bullshit. Whatever. Then I'll lose 3 times. I'll be like, man, what the fuck, man? I cannot pull this shit together. And then I'll get demoted. I'll be like, yo, why am I fucking terrible at this game? Then I'll get demoted again. I'll be like, yeah, I just need to uninstall this shit and never play it again. Like, I just need to fucking I need to fucking retire at Tekken and just fucking admit I'm terrible at fighting games. Yo, what the fuck? I need to fucking stop.
Then you get that.
Then I'm about to be demoted again. I'm like, yo, if I get demoted, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. I'm gonna fucking just throw myself off a bridge. Nobody needs me. I suck. And then I'll win, and then I'll come back and I'll get promoted twice back up to where I was. I'll be like, yo, I'm a fucking god at this game. I'm so fucking good at this game.
World Cup.
Yo, nobody can fucking see me in Tekken. That's my emotional journey. I'm such a fucking mental scrub that I'll be like, yo, I suck. Yo, I'm the best.
And this all happens.
This is like 2 hours. This is 2 hours. I'm going from like, yo, I'm about to just fucking kill myself. I'm about to.
Yeah.
And I'll go back to be like, yo, I'm a fucking god.
Right, yeah.
That's my emotional journey, and I hate that I can't be zen like and truly tranquil, but that's just how I feel about fighting games. Like, I've never been able to really get over that. Anytime somebody beats me with some shit that I should have beat, I'm just so angry.
Like, man, what the fuck? Yeah, because I was at Rebel Conquest yesterday. If you're watching this, man, like, good games, man. I respect the Urian, I do. But, like, my second loss, my first loss was to Brian F. Like the Balrog, everyone knows. I'm like, whatever, right? But I lost to a Urian one, too, right? I could have beat him, right? Because I lost first, and then I won one, and then I got nervous and excited because I won one, and then I lost. And I'm sitting there like the next like hour of the event, just like, right? Because like I'm at Red Bull. Like, I'm
actually
not gonna have a chance at this for a year.
You never. Oh, we have Croatians?
Yo, hello, Croatians.
I'm not going to lie to
Hi.
you. I've actually been to Croatia because I lived in Germany for a little while.
Really?
Yeah, I visited most of Europe.
Okay.
Beautiful country.
Well, greetings from Illinois. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for
I
tuning in.
really appreciate it. Yeah,
It's a little puzzling your interest in Chicago FGC, but I will take
Hey!
literally
all right,
anybody.
We both start with C.
Yeah.
Croatian FGC and Chicago.
It's a bit of a stretch. It's a bit of a stretch. You stretched that longer than Croatia is wide. We love you. Thank you for watching
in.
us. We really do appreciate it.
You make this. We do
Yes.
this for you guys. But yeah, like
did I tell you how mad I got at Frosty for Tekken?
what happened?
Because here's the thing. I won my first one against a Lily.
Yeah.
And Lily has, like, I've grown to truly hate evasive characters who evade as part of their buttons.
Yeah.
So, like, Eddie, I hate. Lily, I hate. Ling, I hate. And the Chinese monk. Feng?
Fang. Yeah.
I hate everybody who just, as part of their buttons, naturally avoids shit. Like, everything's a crush.
Josie Butterfly.
Yeah.
She flips, yeah.
Orbitals, shit like that. Like, I hate the naturally avoidant properties of shit people just throw out.
Yeah.
On the chance that you might do the thing that they beat.
Yeah.
Like, it's safe, it's a crush, they just throw it out.
Yeah.
And I hate that because I get beat by it a lot. Like, I'll run into shit. Like, I'm so aggressive that I'll just run head first into, like. But the thing is, this guy, because I faced 2 Dragonos and I beat the first one. And every win that I had went down to the last round.
Yeah.
So, all 4 wins I had went down to game 3, last round.
Yeah.
And this fucking Dragono was doing down 2. You know his little down 2 where he spins and he chops you in the shin.
Yeah.
And it's so fast. It's called invisible low because you can't see it. You have to predict it. Like, it's too fast to predict it.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything. Like, even if you counter hit, it doesn't really combo.
Yeah.
It's just annoying. And if he chips you with it 4 or 5 times in a round, like, that's like 50, 60 damage. Like, it's not a small amount. You can lose by attrition. And it's like he got up on me 2 games. Yeah. 2 rounds in the first one. And he was like, he did that thing. I don't know what to call it, but there's this thing that people do when they're really hype and they're just like average, when they're just fucking when they're just basic as fuck. They say the name of the button like they're hyping their own play.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call that move, that thing that people do. I remember the first time I ever heard it was at Chicago Heart 5.
Yeah.
And some guy was talking about like an anime game, and he was like, 5D, baby, 5D all day. 5D, baby, 5D.
2B.
Armor, 5D. That's I got armor on 5D. It's just standing D, for God's sakes. Like, he's putting one button and he's talking about shit like it's amazing. 5D, baby, all day. 5D can't be beaten. 5D, you know what I'm saying? 5D. Feel me, son? Nami? Like, Nami? Like, and this is what he was saying. And this dude was doing it. He was like, down 2. All day, baby, down 2. You can't see it, down 2. And he was like a small fucking guy. He was like 5'-2". He was so short. I could have chucked him through a wall, and it would have been no effort for me. I was looking at this man like
Mr. Incredible. When his boss was getting on him, and he's like, try not to throw him through the wall. It's like
and he was just talking so much shit.
Yeah.
And I was playing Katarina because it's like the easiest character in the game, and that's what I need to play because it's my first Tekken that I'm playing like that.
Yeah.
I can't fucking do crouch dashes consistently.
Yeah.
I can't like throw out electrics perfectly. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I can't do it. I need somebody easy to play.
Yeah.
So he wasn't really like blocking my shit because he wasn't that good. But Dragunov is so strong. Like, he's kind of ridiculous. Like, he's just a really fucking good character. And Katarina is mid-tier at best.
Yeah.
She's just easier to do. But because she's easier to play, I can get more out of her at my stage than he could out of him. And so he's talking all this shit. And then as soon as it came, like, I came back and we evened up and going on to the last game. And he was looking like scared. He was like, Dragunov. Like that's what his mental fucking state was.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got him with Harrier 3, which is a sweep,
Yeah.
I fucking like jumped up and I started yelling at him like,
yeah, Harrier 3.
And I was like,
God, like.
no, what I said was like I got really fucking in his face because he'd been talking shit the whole set, and I'm trying to remember like what I said, but it was like, it was something like because I didn't like shoot up and start yelling.
Yeah.
I like turned to him and I was like, down two. That's good online tactics. Down two. How down two work for you? Did down two work? Did down two fucking work for you? How was down two? Was down two an acceptable and normal to be spamming? Did it work for you?
Yeah. Yeah, I would have did that all day.
And it was like, I was look at my hair, dude. Like, I was so fucking mad at this kid.
Yeah.
And he looked terrified. Like, I felt terrible after. I was furious at this man in the moment. But he looked ashamed to have lost, ashamed of his skill, and scared of me in that moment.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it was like he was my 6-year-old son. That's how big he was to me. And I was yelling at him. But that's how mad I was at this fucking fighting game. Yeah. But, like, if I couldn't feel that strongly about it, I probably wouldn't play.
Yeah.
That's what that whole story is about, is if I didn't feel like that, I wouldn't play. And I don't do that to everybody. It's like one of the only times I've ever blown up on a guy because he was talking shit the whole time. Yeah. I might be fucking catty and be like, really? Yeah. Is that why you lost? No. I might do that to somebody, but I'm never really blow up. But this kid, he hit me at the wrong time, wrong moment, wrong pressure point, wrong tone of voice. Everything was wrong. And I blew up at him. And that's the thing is, like, if somebody says, you can't do that.
Yeah. Why even play?
Why am I even playing?
Why am I even?
If I can't feel, if you can't cry at the end of losing the Super Bowl, if you can't be a 289-pound linebacker full of muscle, paint on your face, you was coming up there saying all kind of foul shit to him on the line, and then as soon as the clock ticks out and you didn't hit that Hail Mary pass, he collapses on the field and he goes, if that guy doesn't do that, I mean, fuck that game. Who cares if you don't feel that way? Who fucking cares if you don't feel that way?
Yeah.
That grown man gets to collapse and cry like an infant because that's his emotional state. He is so invested in that, the outcome of events. He's in it to win it. Yeah. And if you take the in it to win it away, who the fuck cares? Yeah. Who cares at that point? Yeah. I play the game because there is a chance that I may become infuriated with my opponent. Or I may feel like, God damn, he is so good at this game. Yeah. Or I may feel like that was one of the best matches I've ever had. Yeah. In Skullgirls.
And you learned so much. And
like what was the semifinals at, or was the finals at Frosty? Which one was it with the great one? Taluda
Elda versus Liam.
Yeah, Liam versus Elda Taluda.
Oh, to answer your question, Mohawk Blade, Eddie's pretty cool.
Eddie's good character because I can't fucking hit him.
Yeah. he's just all over.
He tilts me really hard because so much of the shit that I do that's really great, like his stances get him out of combos because you hit him in a stance, he just falls on the ground. Like I can't even launch the motherfucker because he's handstanding.
I personally think he's kind of cool because I took capoeira like as a martial art when I was younger.
He cleaned up his local neighborhood with capoeira. He beat up all the thugs.
No, I didn't beat up.
He Tekken forced his way to a better community.
I never used it for actually fighting. It was more of like a relaxed and But yeah, when I saw it in Tekken, I was like, oh, yo, this is pretty cool. Yeah.
I mean, everybody when they saw Tekken 3, seeing Eddie play was like, whoa, fighting games can move like that. Yeah. It was pretty revolutionary at the time. Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah, but yeah, the spirit of fighting games is something that
I don't like people who try to take that out. I honestly do feel it. There are a lot of people who feel super invested in trying to nice up the FGC, and it's one thing to like hey guys, don't say racial epithets. Like no one would find that objectionable. Well, no reasonable person would find that objectionable.
Yeah.
Like, don't say the N-word in the stream chat. Everyone's like, 99% of reasonable people are like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's horrible. Don't do that.
Yeah.
And one guy is like, but I want to say the N-word. Like, and I was like, man, shut the fuck up. Like,
Yeah.
just shut the fuck up. You're banned. Get the fuck out of here.
You're bad. Yeah.
But like other shit is not that to me. Like it's not cool to say you said some stuff that just, it's just I felt
Shocked
really.
our viewers.
It was just,
Yeah.
I was trying to have a competitive game with you and called me a motherfucker. I just, first of all, I love my mother, and it's like, man, shut the. We all love your mother. She's a lovely woman, but I am feeling strongly about this game.
Yeah.
I'm feeling strongly about this game, and I
Give me the room.
you
To let
if-
my soul.
don't
fly. Yeah.
fucking take that shit away from me because you don't like it. Like,
Yeah.
there are some universally objectionable things that no one should say. And calling someone a motherfucker is not one of those things to me.
Yeah.
I don't even call anyone a motherfucker. I don't think I've ever called anyone a motherfucker in a fighting game event.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever like, you motherfucker. Like,
I don't think I've ever gotten that.
I think I
that
called
far.
somebody son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
Maybe in my head. Yeah,
But it was more like grudgingly respecting, like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
That was good. Like,
Oh, you won the Tekken tournament 4 years in a row in Croatia with Eddie? Hey,
we got a fucking Croatian
got a
champ.
Croatian Eddie top.
An Eddie champ from Croatia.
And we've been talking shit
That's
about
we've been talking
Eddie
shit
all
about
day.
Eddie, but Eddie ain't shit.
Well,
man. Get the fuck out of Eddie.
I'm a Josie and Lily player myself. So.
I'm Josie and Katarina.
Okay. Oh, you play Josie? Really? You gotta give me some
You want me to
tips,
blow up
man.
your mirror match?
So bad. Okay.
I like Josie.
I just throw out 3 all day, and I'm like, that's all.
I love Josie,
Yeah.
but there's 2 things I hate about her.
Yeah.
One, the character, like her crying.
Hey, man, look. That's the passion we were talking about. She won. She did it.
Oh, she's like, oh, I'm so nervous, and then she fucking backspin kicks a dude in the face. Like, just stop. That's some waifu type shit right there. To me, Katarina is way better because she
Yeah.
is like, she's a dirty girl,
How
and
you
she
doing?
is. She's like
Yeah.
she's the
Yeah.
best kind of strong female type of character.
You've
Like,
got the technique, but not the spirit.
Right.
Like I love that.
like in fact,
oh,
in
hey,
fact,
Red Suit 22. Hey,
in fact,
what's up?
in fact,
How you
Moha
doing?
Blade, he's got my favorite word from Katarina. When she does her moves, Moha,
Moha.
Moha.
Well, yeah.
Like, I don't even know what the fuck it means, but it sounds so right. Moha.
And like whenever she does her rage art, she finishes like, ha ha ha.
Yeah,
Like,
she,
hey,
get
does
the fuck back. Like, she licks her lip. She does all kind of like sexy shit. She's wearing a Derringer bra with she can. She never even pulls them out. It's just for looks. Do you understand how sexy Katarina is?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Do you understand?
There's a birthday party happening.
Do you understand how sexy Katarina is?
Yeah.
She has Derringer bra. She has a G-string with like dress pants. She wears like a peacock top. She is so French. She's so cool. She's one of the only characters. She's like,
my favorite thing about her is story-wise. So the way she learned to fight like that, some guy found her and taught her these techniques. And she did not like worry about her past or go on some journey like, where are my parents? No, she just decided to be suave as fuck.
That's what I mean. It's like, it's such a good character to me because it's self-justifying. Everyone else is like, but my dad killed my mom, and then I killed my sister, and then, oh no, I was made by a scientist, but now this Lee loves me, and oh my god, everyone is on some other shit, talking about their feelings, and Katarina's like, she's fucking cool. Katarina is cool, okay?
She's awesome.
She's really awesome.
I love
Come here and I'll kick your ass to hell and back. That's her intro. This is a fight of destiny. Tell me where my mother is. Like, none of that shit. I'm going to kick your ass to hell and back.
See, Geese does that, but without the style.
Geese has no
just
style.
savage.
Geese is just,
He's just a gorilla.
he's like demonic. He's like, oh. Katarina is just like, she's cool. She's actually like one of the only characters in like games that I'm currently like, just man, that's cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool to the cool. Yeah.
Yes, cool is hard to do in a fighting game because everybody throws in their edgy shit. Like if people be like, "Oh, Kazuya is cool." Be like, "Nah, I mean, sorta." I mean, he does wear a suit. He does turn into like a devil thing, but that's like not so cool as it is.
like-
It's a little edgy.
Yeah.
You know, same thing with Jin. It's the same deal. It's like he fires laser beams out of his forehead. I don't know if I could call that cool.
Yeah.
He's oversharing a little bit,
All
but
right,
that's
yeah.
okay because I think most people, if they're being honest,
Yeah.
when they saw Chun-Li, were feeling some kind of way.
Hey, yeah.
It is what it is.
But I think Lee's cool. Lee's cool.
Like Lee with the rose.
Yeah, he's excellent.
Excellent.
Yeah, because the whole thing is like the Misha was adopted him, and he just
He's
like,
too effete. He's too into himself.
Yeah.
Katarina is like, she doesn't even like love herself like that. She's just
like,
she just is. She just is.
Go ahead.
Lee is definitely feeling himself too much. I think for me.
What?
He's
ain't no such thing,
he
man.
pulls out a rose and he smells it, and then he throws it at you. Like Katarina just kicks you 17 times, and it's like, bitch, get up. Like,
No,
get the fuck up.
My favorite thing about Lee's intro is like, have you been waiting long? Good.
Good.
So
Yes.
whatever your option was, it's like if you say no, it's like, oh, he's being polite. But if you say yes, he's give a
Good.
fuck.
You know what my favorite intro, my favorite outro is when I get Katarina's, I'll kick your ass to hell and back, and then at the end she goes, "Go run home to your mama."
To your mama.
To your mama.
Get out of here.
Little boy, go. It's basically like, bitch, be gone.
Yeah.
Like it's so matter of fact. She's fucking cool. That's why I play Katarina. Is because she's cool and
She's
easy to
cool
play.
and cool, yeah.
Josie's a little harder to play, and she's a little lamer with the crying. Katarina makes sense because she's a confident character, so she kicks you confidently. That's how it is. But Josie's like, boo-hoo-hoo-hoo. And then she does like
all this stuff with the most
fucking
serious look on her face.
she does like hardcore kickboxing moves, and then she'll cry again after. It's like, don't. I can. It's silly that I would even have these complaints because it's like, it's like. It's silly to have a complaint about suspension of disbelief in a game where people are fighting a panda
versus like a cyborg,
a cyborg versus like a demon half man. It's like, yeah, okay, fine, I get it.
A tree. Mokujin is a
fucking tree. He's a tree stump.
Yeah.
But somehow Josie just rubs me wrong. Kind of like in Avengers. I just saw Avengers. Have you seen Avengers? I'm going to spoil it anyway. I'm not going to spoil it. But there's one particular instance where towards the beginning of the movie, to establish to the audience that Thanos is really strong, he beats up a character.
Yeah.
That kind of gets the short end of the stick on that whole getting beat up part. It's kind of not great. It's like, what? What? That looked easy. Thanos just made him a bitch. And then in the climax of the movie, somebody way less powerful than the guy he beat up at the beginning of the movie is getting in hits. Like, oh yeah, I'm cool. What the? Don't give me this shit. If anybody's seen this movie, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. They have a big climactic fight scene where they got to do the teamwork fight where they all punch him once. Like, it's a team. We're the Avengers. Like,
if Thanos wins,
but we're talking about like the Avengers has like normal human beings in it and shit. Look at this.
Wait.
Look at this man. He's like, he's gonna give her the later. Like, that's what he's gonna. He's like, hey, act out the wind scene.
that would.
Yeah, I'm a mash light punch. Get ready to get shocked.
Oh god. All right.
He's already got this planned out. I don't want to spoil his plans, but this is what he lives his life out loud.
Yeah, man. So as long as you two love it,
right?
It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks.
All right.
Yeah.
So what are we on?
Well, what we are on is 40 minutes over.
we started how late?
We started an hour late, so we gave you guys 40 extra minutes of stream time. Yeah.
That's good shit.
Yeah. So yeah, usually these are only like an hour and a half long, but honestly, like, who cares?
There's a bunch of like Fortnite moms here.
Yeah, dude. I wish I could like turn the camera and like show you.
It would be very awkward for us to be like, hey, look at all these models. Look at all these people.
No.
Well, it's
But,
like a bunch of people came to play Fortnite at this for like a birthday party, and all these moms are like sitting around the table eating sandwiches. Like, I think they're playing Nintendo or.
right over there. But 2 hours more.
Let's go out on
no,
something.
no,
let's
no,
not
more.
just
I'm
end
ready.
on what else do we have to talk about. Nothing.
More
Let's go.
numbers.
let's say one more thing. It could be anything. Because we talked about local FGC. We talked about
Yep.
esports kind of FGC
Yep.
convergence. I don't know if we talked about any specific games so much as we bullshit about Tekken for a little bit. Talked about
Yep.
voice acting at the beginning.
Voice
We covered a lot of different topics.
We sure did.
Is there anything we want to end on? Is there any? Have you been watching any shows, any movies?
Nope. I honestly, for the past like month.
What an interesting response. No.
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 No. Honestly,
I'm not going to toss you any.
Honestly,
any
from
layups on
the
this.
past, how many God dropped No.
That's actually a pretty good question.
That's actually pretty funny. Well, we didn't even think about
what are you
that.
going to do?
But
We're not esports here.
no, see, another reason. why
Another
esports-
reason not to be
esports
esports.
is bad. But no,
Look, it's my right to swear at kids.
no. But no, yeah, I've been spending just like the past couple months getting ready for Red Bull and then getting ready for Combo Breaker, which is in less than a month now. I still haven't signed up. I need to do that.
What the
I have any money.
motherfucker?
I've been saving, I swear. But no, I saw the post that Rick put on Twitter. He's like, please sign up because like it's really busy. And I like look at it and I'm just like,
Don't you already have a room?
FGC boy. Hey, I'm roommates. We're good. No, okay. So
He just told me before we started. He's like, yeah, I got a room with 13 other guys, and it's like,
hi Soda, how you doing?
and it's like, okay, wait, you're not signed up for the event? What kind of ass backwards shit are you on right now?
Okay, here's the thing. So I'm gonna end on this. So this is the FGC like tactic, right? So this is why rooms run out like the day that something gets announced, right? So what you do, so if a tournament that's happening in November gets announced in like December of the year before that, what you do is you get the room, right? You sign up for the room, and then you're just like, I'm gonna worry about paying this like $500 when it gets, because you don't have to pay, so you start staying, and you can cancel 2 weeks before. So
You can cancel.
So all year you're either finding, but Common Breaker shirt. But yeah, all year you can be like, I'm gonna find people that'll help me pay yours $500, or I'm gonna save towards the $500, and that's why the rooms run out so quick. It's not because people are super rich; they can just throw down $500. No. That's also the reason why you see a lot of rooms maybe like open up for certain days, right before the event, because people
If
realize,
you're pretty fast, you can watch out 2 weeks before and get a room.
Yeah, because people realize like, oh, I can't pay for this.
I can't pay for this. I got to cancel.
Or I can't go anymore. So they're like, oh, here, take this room for Saturday, right? But yeah, like.
At Combo Breaker this year, in case anybody wants something to watch on the side, I am currently trying my best to make the Mike Z versus
Oh, that's gonna be so
Twitter beef
fucking funny.
be on stream somewhere.
Oh, Mohammed, tell Tina I say hi. Wait, she sends many kisses to me and one to Kai.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
think
you
Kai,
got many kisses, Aaron. Many kisses.
No, I think Kai deserves most of
you
those.
got many
I'm not,
kisses.
I'm
I don't
not-
want to be a hog. Come on. You got the many kisses.
all the Croatian
All the.
kisses. No. I am not. I'm not. I'm not handsome.
Look at this.
I'm just a guy who plays fighting games. I like them.
Modest
I'm
is
not-
what that is.
no,
Modest
no.
son of a bitch.
No. Hello,
No.
but no, hello, Tina. Thank you for tuning in. But no, like
Thank you for the kisses, Tina.
No, yeah, there's this guy that Mike was talking to, like the developer of Skullgirls, for people who don't know, Mike Zymon, or Mike Z for short. the guy was just like giving like tons of shit, and Mike's just like, see me in any fighting game, and the guy like agreed, and like
what a horrible storyteller. Let's try this again.
I said
Let's
like
try
8
this
times.
like it'd be like.
Okay,
look,
Kai,
look.
go ahead. This is the last thing we're gonna talk about.
This is a good ending point.
Yeah.
It's a good story. So this random Twitter user, I believe, engaged Mike because Mike likes to say stuff about a fighting game in the moment. Like he'll be like, I can't believe this fighting game doesn't have triple buffering or something.
Yeah.
Something that he views as essential to all fighting games. And a lot of times, I'm just gonna go out and say he's absolutely right, even if he's saying it however. He'll mostly say something that makes sense, but he'll be like, people perceive it as him like shitting on a game.
Yeah.
Which is fair. But this Twitter user, I think Noisy Child is his name. I'm not making that shit up. Like, Noisy Child is the guy's Twitter handle, and you got.
I was wondering where you're gonna see that because I'm
mad love in the chat.
Okay, so
Aaron is on fire right
Tina
now.
says she's gonna come to Chicago and kidnap me from Croatia.
Yo, just all I'm saying is let me know your address in Croatia so I can send a housewarming.
I'm gonna have to.
Whatever the tradition is in Croatia for starting a new life.
No.
Okay, so Noisy Child basically says to Mike. Mike says, "Man, I can't believe this game doesn't have this. It's crazy. Yeah. All games should have this." And Noisy Child goes, "Yeah, just because you put it in your game doesn't make it good, Mike." And he goes, well, I mean, I try my best to make a good game. Yeah. What the fuck do you know?
Yeah.
Essentially. And he goes, I could probably beat you in any game that you didn't make. And Mike's like, I will see you in any game made in the last 10 years. Yeah. Best of 3. Yeah. And he, and at the first, this guy was like, I don't know if I am. He's like, oh, okay, I don't want to make it a thing. Yeah. He's like, I bet I could. But then he's like, okay, we'll stream it at Combo Breaker. And the guy's like, I don't know about that. But eventually, I don't know if Mike was DMing him or something. He slid in those DMs and got him to agree to a match of 3 games, best of 5 in Street Fighter 5, the game Mike doesn't even play or like, just to be fair.
Yeah.
Skullgirls, the game that he said he made. That's the only game he's good at.
Yeah.
And then a midway game, which I don't even know how this fucking guy is going to stand a chance in fucking Guilty Gore. Guilty Gore. It's gonna be Guilty Gore on this fucking thing. It's gonna be gory.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Wait, are you Rebecca? Hi.
Get at it. Stop pimping the chat, Aaron. Jesus.
No. I don't. This is not my daily life. Okay.
Look at it. He's lying. He's fucking lying. They're fighting.
I wish the people who are listening to this on the radio see like
listen to us on XM. Shut the fuck up, Aaron.
No, can see this in the chat. Wait, stop! Everyone, stop in the chat. Like
Yo, everybody, you gotta tweet at Clawsome Bombs. All your kisses, kidnapping threats.
God. I do not condone this.
Photoshops of him in Croatia.
Oh no!
All you can do. But okay, so this kid got on Mike's bad side. They agreed to a match, and it's going to be Guilty Gear Accent Core Plus.
Yeah.
Not even the new Guilty Gear, the classic Guilty Gear.
Yeah. Keep talking about the story.
FGC Thought. That's your new handle. FGC Thought.
No.
Okay.
Get back to the TV. We're not talking about.
So now they're actually gonna play best of 5, Street Fighter 5, Guilty Gear Accent Core Plus, and Skullgirls. First of all, I don't know how the fuck he's gonna beat him in Skullgirls and Accent Core Plus, but I think Mike might even take him in Street Fighter. If I'm being totally honest.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about all that shit. But the thing is, Mike wanted it on stream so he could beat him on stream.
Yeah.
And it's a back schedule. Like Combo Breaker doesn't have like free space like that anymore. It's not quite like that no more.
Yeah.
So I'm trying my best to get a couple hours of stream time somewhere, someday, somehow, that we can stream this, have people get up in the mix and get excited about this because it's going to be pretty crazy.
Hello, Cookie. See ya.
Pretty crazy if we can make it happen. I think it's going to be really, really awesome. It'll probably be like a micro stream. We might even have like somebody streaming from the pool. I don't know what.
Dude, that would be so funny. Cause don't we do a pool party? The Skullgirls community does. Oh, that's funny. So Stuff, Skullgirls player. Okay, me and him played shirtless sets last year. No, it was funny because I walked past.
You and Stuff you and Stuff went up to the room and played shirtless sets.
No, it was by the pool. No, because I was walking past. I was done with, I think it was my Street Fighter pool. And I was walking, and I'm like, hey, yo, Clawsome, come play Skullgirls. And I'm like, yeah. So I'm sitting there, and it's like, hey, Clawsome, we're playing shirtless sets. So you got to take your shirt off. And I'm just like,
and then Clawsome lost, and the only thing left to do was play pantsless sets.
I won. It was so funny, because I'm like, let's go. Like, without, like, thinking about it. This is the power that FGC has over me. I'm like, let's go. So I took off my shirt. I'm like sitting there shirtless playing with stuff. And like my fortune reset works. And like as it works, the cool air of the pool hits my bare skin. I'm like, yeah! Yeah! But
listen, can we please go to the instant replay? As he said, as my fortune reset worked, I felt the cool air of the pool hit my skin. Writing erotic FGC fiction over here.
No,
I felt the cool air of the pool hit my skin as my fortune reset shot the crowd into the streets. And I shouted.
No. That would be really cool to have it by the pool, because that's kind of.
We can't have it in the. I'm not gonna fucking get a guy to put his computer in the pool, because you know.
In the pool.
No, I mean in the pool room, like maybe the next room next to the pool.
Yeah, next.
Because if we put it in the pool, the humidity is gonna play hell on the electronics, all that shit. Anyway, but so the Mike Z versus random Twitter beef fight. I'm gonna try my best to get that shit streamed, but it is gonna happen. Yeah. I'm gonna try to get it streamed.
Yeah.
And I think that's gonna be one of the best fucking like poverty stream events. I'm gonna try to get like a mic that we can point at the crowd, like a shotgun mic, so we can hear everybody talking.
like oh, you got it.
I want to hear everything. I want to hear every creak of chair and wooden. I want to hear all the shit talking. I want to hear the disappointment.
Oh,
I want to hear the shame. The lack of foresight. I want to hear it all.
Dude, I remember like I was watching some Street Fighter match. Some dude's got like destroyed my ball, and you just hear a chair just like in the background.
I don't even know. I gotta ask Mike, like, who's he playing? If he's hiding the tech or what he's doing. Dude,
he's probably just gonna play like grapplers in every game.
He's just gonna play Zangief.
Cause so here's the thing: we have 21 viewers. Holy shit! But
you're about to end it. You're about to throw it all away.
We're about to end it.
You're about to throw it all away.
No. What Mike likes to do, he likes to do one thing. This is how he plays fighting games. He plays like the old head strategy, right? He does one thing.
Until you block it.
Until you block it. This is how he beat me at Frosty. This is why
I showed you like 17 times.
If I had beat Mike, I would have got a medal. I would have had a medal. Do you know I had to go back home with a Divas, and he had the 4th place medal, and we're just sitting there. We're sitting there on the train, and I'm just like, a Divas? He's like, yeah. I'm like, let me hold it. Because I wanted my own medal. I was 9th.
Should have played him in a shirtless set for it.
I play a Divas in a shirtless set. Let's go.
That ain't nothing new. What are we talking about?
Hey, we'll stream the Mike ZB, right?
I'm absolutely looking to stream it. It's really something. Yeah. I'm really trying to line it up. I got people because I know a lot of Chicago streamers, and it's a good relationship I have with several of them. It's just a matter of there might just not be time on some existing streams. I have to figure out some alternative methods. At a very minimum, I want to like record it and get it uploaded.
Get it on Twitter, YouTube.
Right, put it on Twitter or something. Put it where it lived in the origin story.
Right.
It'll be the sequel to the origin story. Then we'll wrap it up with Infinity War. All right, guys. I had a lot of fun joining Aaron. Thank you for having me on.
So much. Yeah, no problem. Next week, probably will not have a guest. Most likely, it'll just be me. I'll probably have someone here to help me. But next week, I did a poll on Twitter. I don't know if anyone saw it. I assume not, because there were only like 6 votes on it.
But that's how democracies work.
But next week, I am going to do a lesson on good pressure theory and how to make your pressure viable and safe, and what like risk reward is and stuff like that. Because I'm trying.
What was that meme? How to approach a girl when she's holding down back in the corner?
Yo, that's funny as Uni. Where's like, yes, we're confident trying to get in on Batista. So yeah, how to approach a girl when she's holding down back and she has a fireball and a flash
and an invisible flash.
I'm dying. But no, like yeah, it's gonna cover like how to get your plan started, how to get your turn started, how to keep it your turn for as long as possible. It's going to be some really.
What games are you
going
gonna use?
I'm probably gonna use Blaze Blue or Street Fighter. Skullgirls maybe, but yeah, Blaze Blue is like the game where I can be like, because I play a character who I think is just encapsulates that idea, and it would be really easy to teach with that. That's Hibiki.
Okay.
And it's the character I main too. I also play like Celica and Juve, but like they don't really like.
They don't do what you're trying to do.
Yeah, they don't do what I'm trying to do there. Yeah. But yeah, I will be using a lot of games in the future for more ideas. If you guys want to learn something, please hit me up on Twitter, right? And like tell me like, hey, can you do a lesson on this? Or hey, can you talk about this? And I will gladly do it because I am all for teaching people fighting games and how to play them and like what the nuances are. Because no fighting game tutorial can really teach you what neutral is, and it's really hard to teach and hard to learn. But there are certain rules and stuff that really apply to any fighting game, right? Like, don't take risky approaches.
You know what?
You
know what I'm gonna leave on?
Yeah.
You know what I'm gonna leave on is a great idea I just had. It's a great idea I just had.
What's your idea?
Okay, so
Yeah.
you know some games let you customize your character, right? So like the Tekkens,
Yeah.
the Soul Calibers.
Yeah.
Imagine, if you will, in a world
Yeah.
where we help new fighting game players. So here's what my idea would be. So basically, the tutorial or training, you know, you click down training and there's tutorial or versus whatever.
Yeah.
One of them would be online training.
Ooh.
And it would automatically pair you with whoever was in matchmaking to be like your senpai.
Yeah.
To be your mentor. So basically, you would say, it would like look at your skill level. It would say, you're a 7th Caillou, you're garbage. And you've done the tutorial, it checks for that trigger, and it will match you up with somebody who is at least this level above you, mandatory voice chat.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the training session, you rate them, and based on the rating they get, they unlock stuff that's only unlockable for customization through being a mentor.
Hey, that actually sounds pretty.
So imagine if like all the shit in Tekken where like the best shit was behind gates for teaching other people.
That's a Tekken 8 idea.
So like Paul's hair, it's big up top, but now you can only get tall Paul
if you teach
people the game.
This is how you do Death Fist. Okay? This is the optimal time.
Right, this is what Death Fist is. It's about getting 50-50s. You want to go Demo Man or Death Fist. That's the basic. Demo Man or Death Fist. And then you teach that man for 30 minutes, and he goes, hey, man, thanks. I really learned a lot. And you go, cool, man. Just make sure to rate me 5 stars, and we'll hook it up later. Yeah. And he goes, 5 stars. And you get 5 points, and that's how you unlock.
No, right? It's like, somebody write this down. Okay.
Yo, we got it on stream, so if you steal this shit, I'm suing.
Oh, yeah.
You better bring me in on that meeting.
It's on stream. Yeah, it's on stream. It's on low kick stream.
I'm just saying. So imagine if, like, again, tall Paul or down hair Paul was unlockable only if you taught people the game.
Yeah, and that would be a good way to get people to learn because they're playing the game and they're like, ooh, that's
and you could even set a marker, just like you could set a thing like, there's a beginner's lobby. You could set a marker for trying to learn frame traps for Josie, and then somebody will be like, ooh, click, I know frame trap for Josie.
Yeah, they get in there and it's just me being like, press 3.
Press 3, and if they don't do anything, press 3 again.
Press 3 again. All right, give me my 5 stars. You know there be so many trolls that be like, hey, you trying to learn Azrael Tech, Gustav Buster.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It'd be like somebody come out of like, I didn't learn shit, 0. And it'd just be a waste of time. But I think that should be, imagine how many people like are in the community already that like really get a lot out of training.
Yeah.
They really get a lot out of training other people. Imagine if like the people that want to do that could be like their thing they do. They just get on, hey, I'm gonna start training some noobs today in Tekken 8. You know.
And they stream it and
falafel retribution. Falafel revenge. Whatever the fuck they call the next one. like what was it? No, it was the goddamn Blaze Blue names that always make me laugh.
Dude, yeah, Continuum Shift.
Continuum Shift?
Okay. Central Fiction.
In Chronos Infinitum or whatever?
Okay. Central Fiction makes sense after you play through the story. It actually makes sense. I swear. Okay. So I'm not gonna spoil it for people.
Next one's gonna be like Blaze Blue Zamboni collaboration. It'd be like it won't make no. Oh, yo, you got BBZF or like BBZC? Like it won't. It doesn't make any fucking. They just. It's like it's a Japanese guy being like these are two English words.
No, okay. So Central Fix, I'm not gonna spoil it, but like basically, it's about like a dream world, right? That's like it's where a lot of stuff happens, right? So it's the central fiction. It's
That's deep.
I love Blaze Blue, okay? I care about the story. I do. No, when Jubei
I'm here for the Blaze Blue story.
No, when Jubei get announced.
That's like being there for the Tekken story. Shouldn't make no fucking sense.
No, when Jubei get announced, I was like, yo, let's go. Because I used to been like hints of that. But like everyone's like, oh, she's a cat with swords. But no, that's Ragnar's master. That's who taught him how to fight it. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah.
All right, so
yeah.
you know, Harada called me about the
that's actually
customization
really
unlocking through online training. Online training mode, copyright Kai Kennedy today. Me, pay me.
Yeah.
Fuck you, pay me. All right. Thanks again for having me on. That's going to be it.
Yeah,
we got to get everybody out of here.
Yep, and thank you guys for watching.
It was really fun having you guys in the chat. We had fluctuating from about 15 to 20 people all the time. It really kept us active, and it was fun to see you guys' responses and stuff and answer a few questions, get a few suggestions, all that. So thank you so much for showing up for this one, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And, you know, in a couple months, maybe I'll come on again, and we can have more fun.
Yeah, and be sure to tune in next Sunday at 3, hopefully this time. This is actually my first time doing it by myself, so that's why we were an hour late. But yeah, I will be teaching a lesson on pressure theory with Hibiki.
This is where we got derailed last time.
Yeah, with Hibiki and Blaze Blue, so don't miss it.
All right.
Thanks,
guys.
Yep.